What is up, YouTube? Where is Sideshow? Who is Kurt? Well, let me answer those two questions for you real quick. Sideshow is sleeping, and me, Kurt, I am usually the producer of the show, and I rolled out of bed, and now I'm hosting. Thankfully, we have sarcopels on production, and Sideshow will magically replace me when he wakes up. If he wakes up, you know what? Who cares about me? How are you guys today?
What time is it there, Kurt? What time is it?
It's 7:10 in the morning, and I woke up at 6.
Okay.
So it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But Sideshow's not up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad
He's
enough
not
for
awake.
Sideshow. Yeah. He's not strong enough.
I'm good.
No.
Though. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks for
Dude, it's a classic. TMV in the Discord chat, he's just like, I'm in traffic. I might be late. Perfectly on time. Of course, Sideshow's not here.
Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it?
Which, by the way, TMV, for whatever reason, I was shocked at the fact that you had a car and you could drive.
Why is that shocking?
Yeah, I was
Bro,
surprised by that
If
as
you
well.
live where I
Wait,
live,
Kurt was
you
shocked
can't get
too. Wait,
around.
That's what
Yeah.
I said. I was like, if you live in England, you're not in like a main town, you're gonna drive pretty much.
Yeah. What,
yeah.
do you think I'm getting the bus? The one bus that comes every day?
Bro, he was like, wait, TMV drives? Yeah, that's kind of the norm.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you driving. I don't
What does
see
that
it.
mean?
I
don't see you
can't
just-
Many
picture-
people can drive.
No, like this is what happens. I picture you, and then I try to picture a car around you, and I can't. And then I picture a car, and then I try to picture you in the driver's seat, and I can't. But I can't
can't
picture
do it?
you in like
Well,
the
that's on
back seat,
you.
like riding a car.
you drive,
That's someone
Chobra?
else. Of course.
Why is that an of course if he's calling
Yeah,
you
why
out?
is that? And of course,
It's crazy behavior.
you live in a city, Chobra.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, then there's less reason to drive, isn't there? Why would you drive in a city?
I do drive less actually now. Barely.
go.
I have to make sure my
TMB.
car's not breaking down.
Put both your hands out like this. Just so that does that help you, Chobra? Is it more realistic now? You can see it?
I
mean,
don't
it's
see
more
it. This
realistic.
looks
I wouldn't
fake.
trust
Don't see
it.
it.
I wouldn't trust it.
Oh, it's a solid gear change.
Happy now?
Like a 2005 Honda Civic, maybe.
It's a 2000. I've
Don't
just
dox yourself,
fucking
mate.
ripped out my head.
Oh, there, dude. We were talking
I
about who was
have
going to
a
demonetize
2009
us.
Vauxhall Corsa. There you go.
It was you. EMV, you
Nice.
just swore, and
Demonetize, of
honestly, we should probably just end the episode because we just made zero money off the episode. But we will press on. I
end
wanted to cut. No, it was a joke. It was a
What
really
would
good
people
joke.
do?
Please
What would
laugh.
they do?
Please
They'll
clap.
be here next week. They'll be here next week. I guarantee it.
Okay. I wanted to cover I put some notes in to run a show. We covered EMEA and Pacific kickoff predictions and stuff last week, so we won't be doing that this week. Watch a previous episode if you want to check that out. Instead, we're going to cover China instead of Americas as well. Just kidding. We will do Americas later. Hopefully Josh will be back for that because I didn't watch any of China and I can't wait to cover it. Oh yeah, China hasn't happened, dude. I am
Doesn't-
so
Yeah, you're
all
fine,
over
you're
the
fine.
place.
Say whatever
No,
you
you're
want.
Okay, let's get to the money. We got to get to the money.
All right.
We got to get to the money.
All
We
right.
need to make money. We have a member question. If you become a member, you give us money, which is awesome. But we give you some stuff too. You can become. You guys are really entertained by this, aren't you?
You're doing good. You're doing good.
You can join our members only Discord. Our members host tournaments and games, and we do a members only question each week. And this week, our members only question is which two teams from different regions are the most similar, or as they say, are the same team in two different fonts.
We
It's a
got
tough one.
2025 FURIA and Koi, right? They were pretty similar.
You know, my mind, it's like
That's my bad.
instantly went there as well because I was looking at America's like, okay, Loud. Who are they similar to? Who's bad but like has shooters but can't play? Like I don't know. I've only just got here. Chobra, you got here ages ago.
Right. I mean, true. I honestly, listen, I tried my best. I tried my best to think of a different option, but I just couldn't. I really couldn't because this is the only team that I can find other similarities because I think it kind of exists in every
Really?
region, is RRQ
Okay.
and Billy, since we're covering China.
Hmm.
And the reason I say that is because they both, when they're middling wins, they're playing very textbook. They're relying on textbook setups, working off of the default info. But to really win, they need their duelist to actually pop off. He's not always necessarily taking that initiative. That's where I stand. But I do feel like RRQ is kind of an easy one just because they do generally always play textbook like as much as possible in any meta. And you always have at least one of those teams in every region. So you can kind of find those.
Yeah, I think if you're looking for like textbook play, I would kind of lean more on like your G2s and your Fnatic. Where it's
I was originally thinking Giant X actually, but
okay,
I
Giant
figured I'd
X are a
give
pretty
China,
good one.
yeah, China a shot.
Like the teams you should be doing this, so they're probably gonna do this. Like your 4v5 with the 4, you're probably gonna push. They're like probably the closest, I would say. The thing is that they have so many like little micro differences that they just play as close to perfect Valorant as you get. I guess is what I'm getting towards. That'll probably be that one. There's a couple of teams that play a little mad. I'm not even sure Envy played too similar to Paper X, but I get the comparison. They're a little mad. Like I would say the old Nongshim played more like, when Danby had the neon buff.
Right.
Yeah.
He played more like Paper X back then. That was like the closest side scene, I would say.
I would even consider like Varel and Envy.
Yeah.
Sure, I like
I
that.
can see that.
Just random duelists.
Yeah, random
sending
running around shooting people, yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be a better comparison, actually.
Yeah, so actually you're wrong question.
Sorry to flame the member
we're
that's given
flaming
us. That's given us
some
Yeah,
names. How about
this
that?
question was
Jesus
bad.
Christ.
That's what we chose. So thank you for your question.
If you want to get flamed,
If you want to get
become a
flamed, you
member.
can ask another question. Feel free. Thank you. All right, moving on. We actually are going to be previewing China. It wasn't a joke. We will be doing America's coverage later. And we can start off our China coverage with our bold predictions. Who do we think is going to win China kickoff?
Is this
Sarko?
Yuka or is this Sideshow?
This is Sideshow. I have no thoughts.
Okay.
I have no thoughts. It'll be live for him, right?
Oh, of course.
What?
Okay, let me explain
Actual
myself.
what?
Let me explain
Damn.
myself. Hold on. Let me load up DRG's roster real quick.
Yours is pretty valid, Kurt, to be honest.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Is
that's
it?
the easy
Okay.
one.
Yeah, you got a good one.
The hell?
I thought I was going to be the only one to do this, and I was ready to have a
Yes,
little
me
fight, little
too.
argument.
Yeah, me too.
But here we are.
Right. I'll give you first the FPX cope. For why? I mean, so Ledger came in during stage 2, and FPX obviously have had some good players. We've seen that, back in the day. Of course, the old FPX team. They've still got, I think they still got 3 players from that team that we remember watching, almost being Team Heretics and all of that. So they still got some talented players, that's for sure. They had a down year last year in general, but I think stage 2 there was a bit of an upswing, and then now, well, I think judging by the fact we've all picked FPX, I'm gonna guess we are Scary fans. Because Scary, formerly of Bleed, of course, after getting a bag and a half, now he has no money concerns. So now he is only playing for the love of the game, and therefore this team must simply be good. Because that is the case. But I'm still shocked that you both went FPX, because I was like, well, everyone's just going to pick DRG or EDG.
That's
probably.
what I thought. Or
And then
G-Lite
here
or
we
something.
are. What the hell are you two doing?
Dude, I think
Yeah,
FPX
what are
is
you
good.
guys doing? Like, what are you even thinking?
What are you thinking right now?
Come
Dude,
on.
I
Honestly,
think-
you said last time,
Yeah.
like, oh, it says bold predictions, but I don't care, because in my head I saw
But
it
it's not
tricks
that
me.
bold.
You don't think?
Nah, I think FPX are actually like a legit team.
Yeah,
In the
I
off
actually
season,
think
they
so.
look really good. They got a stacked roster. The only unknown was Setrod. He seems to be playing flex, and his flex was like fine. Like he had some pretty sick rounds. His aim is good. And then they got a proven coach. Any coach that can get a team promoted in Ascension is good. Like Legi is good. He knows what he's doing. Dude, this is a stacked roster, man. It's one of the better China rosters we've seen. Just full stop, to be honest, in my opinion. So,
Can I ask a question then?
of course.
Where would you, and Joby, you can chime in on this as well. So if you were ranking favorites, where would FBX be for China, for winning China? Because I would put
Third.
them maybe like 3rd.
Yeah, third.
Oh. Yeah, 2nd or 3rd. I would say top 3, not 1st. Yeah.
So these
So,
are
yeah,
truly bold predictions.
Yeah,
This is
we've
not
been-
actually
okay.
who you think.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I
this is who I think.
This is
Yeah.
who I think as well, because my actual bold prediction would have been Tai Lu, but they have to
That
play
would be
FPX
very
first, and I don't think they'll beat FPX at the minimum, which means they can't win because they get knocked out. So, unfortunately, the bracket screwed me over, and I couldn't be bold. So.
Yeah. Because you actually have a very easy argument, which is just say the word Vukashu over and over again, and then
Yeah, Vukashu and Akaman. Didn't they have Tavirus Luke at some point? He just retired.
He
Shout out to
retired.
Tavirus Luke. One of the greatest names in all of esports. Hopefully you come back stronger if you do come back. That's all I wanted to say about Tavirus Luke. Let me just say his name one last time. Tavirus Luke. All right, let's go to China. Week 1 predictions. We got our bold predictions. This is who we think we are going to win the entire kickoff. But let's go right to the beginning of the bracket and pick who we think is going to win our first couple matches here. We got Trace versus Wolves Esports. Might have to help you out with this. I think I got a message from Josh. Wait a minute.
Oh, boy.
hold on.
He said is the show in 40 minutes?
Sure.
Is the show in 40 minutes? Okay, let's see here, guys. We have this bot on our Discord which localizes timestamps when the show goes live. We also have the bot ping everybody an hour before the show goes live. Is the show in an hour? Chat, let us know if the show is in an hour. Maybe you guys know. So maybe he'll be here then. So when he gets here in an hour, when the show is live, we'll hear from him. So let's start our China Week 1 predictions. It's Trace Esports versus Wolves Esports.
Oh,
Of course,
okay.
we want Wolves.
Well,
Yeah,
what do you
TMB was
mean?
always going to do this.
Well, you're the
Yeah.
Wolves hater, so now you have to live with picking Wolves yourself.
Why do I hate Wolves?
Every time I said to you last year when you were doing the too early power ranking, you put Wolves in like F tier or something, D tier. I was like, put them in B.
Dude, I'm sorry I
And
hurt
overall-
you. I don't remember that, so.
Well, it stuck with me vividly. But I actually think this is a fairly close game. I actually
Yeah, it
think
is.
this is a
Yeah.
bit of a 50-50.
Yeah.
Go on though. Why'd you pick Trace?
I believe in Destroyer, man. I've seen how much he wants to win, man. How he's ready to just flame his whole team. I can get on board. I can get on board with that, dude. I can heavily get on board with that. I think they got a pretty strong lineup this time. I think Fang Fang is just unbelievable. To be honest, he's like one of the better players. They picked up Delby, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, he's been pretty solid. Looks like he's gonna be playing flex with them as well. So, yeah, I think it's more. It's a 50-50. I knew you were going to go for Wolves, so I wanted to go for the other team. To be honest with you, that's more where I'm sitting. But I do also rate the Wolves coaches as well, so it should be a banger.
I think for me, obviously very small sample size, but the initial roster changes that Wolves made in the offseason just completely fell through the floor, right? It just crashed and burned, and then they have to make further changes. So it's just like, okay, it's still going to take time, I think. I don't think it was just like, hey, we changed one person and now it's going to be fine type of deal. But obviously, Wolves proved themselves last year. I don't think it's that they're going to be bad for the year. It's just in the first match. I think Trace has more stability, right? You've still got, I would say, a more solid core that's been around for longer, that has been in these positions. You've got Feng Feng continuing to play back in the starting lineup. I also rate Viva very highly from the old XLG roster. Viva's joining Del B also from All Gamers. So I think the pickups were good. I also think Trace generally also is one of those teams that doesn't go too crazy. So, in their game plan, I think they should start out pretty stable.
Okay, well, I was worried for Wolves, like you mentioned, Joe, but the off-season Satoshi. For those of you who don't know, Wolves picked up a player called Satoshi. He was playing Duelist. It was going horribly. They then, I think, moved him to Controller for a game or two, and it also didn't go that great, and now he's actually off the roster. So their off-season roster move, one of the off-season roster moves they then made another one to replace him, which kind of tells you how that was going. So that is a bit of a worry for Wolves overall. I do have some doubts about Trace though, because whilst you're right, like on paper their roster was strong, if they were in one of the other 3 regions, and we were talking about them all the time, like they made the first Masters and then fell off a cliff. They really fell off a cliff last year. Pretty much the rest of the year. Like we went in thinking they were going to be one of the best teams. They were for the first part. They were like Vitality. They were China's Vitality. There you go. There is a comparison of teams. They had a good first kickoff, made made the first Masters and then did nothing for the rest of the year. So I'm still a little bit, I'm actually a little bit down on Trace compared to where it seems like you two are in terms of like I still have some doubts, but yeah, I mean, good trade. I think this game could go either way.
Yeah, I mean they've normally got good stuff at the beginning as well, Trace, and then they realize what their good stuff is, and then they don't pick it at internationals.
They'll fall off again.
but regionally, they're normally pretty good, like early on in 20s.
I will say for anyone who wants to watch this match, I think one of the interesting or potentially exciting parts would be Spring returning to primary duelist for WoW. So at the very least, that should be a good showing. So it'll be interesting to see. Actually, yeah, going alongside Kai as well, like versus, that should be a good matchup, or Feng Feng, depending on how they do roles. Could be good.
Guys, I have some good
Oh,
news
boy.
or bad news, depending on who
It's
you
almost
are.
certainly gonna be bad news if you're gonna say what I think you're about to say.
Yep.
What do you think I'm about to say?
He's coming on, isn't he?
He's coming. He's coming
Oh
on.
boy.
I see him in the call, but then he just disappeared from the call, so maybe he just left. Sarko,
No, I
can you
see
give us
him
a
as well,
status
right?
update? Or I'm getting a status update. Sarko's telling me that they see him. Goodbye, everybody.
seen.
I am
Goodbye.
I am
Thanks,
not long
Kat.
for this
Alright.
world. Thank you guys. Thanks, chat.
Kat.
We're docking Josh's pay by $1 million this year.
Damn, bro.
He was getting paid $1 million.
I was gonna say, Jesus.
Here we go. Here we go.
We
Oh,
can't
I
even
can't hear
hear
you.
you. Actually, this
Can't
is
hear
perfect.
you.
No, this is
balls
His
perfect.
balls.
We
voice not
can-
working.
We can put him on the screen for being
Oh,
late,
no,
shame him
not
for
this
being late,
again.
but we can't hear him, so it's perfect.
Hello.
It's good.
I
Oh, this is gonna be amazing.
not this again, bro.
Wyatt
I feel like
Wolf's
we've
gonna
done
win
this before,
Sideshow.
haven't we?
2 hand signals.
W.
W. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Good logic.
Right, while he's sorting this out, should we go to the next?
Yeah, shall we
Should
just
we
talk
go to
about the
the
next
next
game whilst he figures
I
this
don't-
out?
Let's not give him the attention.
FPX versus Tyloo is our next game. See what the mime has picked. Oh, it's a guarantee.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dude, this
What
is
a shock.
because Tyloo's pretty nice this year as well.
Yeah, Tyloo. I honestly think
Dude.
Tyloo is gonna be spicy.
Love the confused screenshot of him trying to work out what's going on, man. That's an old timer, that is.
I mean, it's not really a shock that us 3 picked FPX, considering we picked them to
Yeah,
win,
so we should probably listen
win
to
the stage. So
Sideshow.
that's not a great shock. So yeah, Sideshow. Why do you think FPX are gonna win?
Damn. He makes some
Wow,
good
that's a good
points, man.
point.
He makes
Yeah,
some good
That's a great
points.
point.
Hard to argue against.
Yeah. God.
All right. I mean, I don't know how long we're gonna have to wait
Chobra,
to
you were
figure
pretty
this
high
out.
on Tyloo.
Yes.
What percent would you give Tyloo for this?
Ooh, for this, as high as I am for Tyloo, I would give them max 40, 35. I would set at 35, just because I also rate FPX like that much
Yeah,
higher.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can get on board with that.
But I
like
think-
a 60-40 early on is fair. Dude, we haven't seen some of
Yeah.
the teams as well. Like Tyloo's not too bad
And
at all.
FPX
man.
might just flop. We might all just look
They
stupid.
true. It
Yeah.
happened.
Never
I mean,
know.
as they sometimes do. But I think Tyloo is going to surprise a lot of people, given they've really built around the like individual firepower coming into this year, and we'll see what they can do with that.
Oh, he's
All
gone.
right,
Oh.
he's
He's gone. Let's
Guess
see.
cards,
He'll
guess
probably
cards
come
coming
back.
back.
Yeah,
Can you imagine Kurt's like pulling over his blanket? He's like, "Ah, damn it! I just get back
yeah, I
up."
just rolled back into
rolls.
bed.
I mean, this is atrocious, really. He's meant to be hosting this show. Turns up late, very late. Doesn't wake up. Turns up with a mic that doesn't work. I mean, wait, Kurt's. I see Kurt in the.
He's
Oh yeah, I
coming
see
back.
Kurt.
Kurt's come back. We need you. We're sick of him already. Get him back.
Get the super sub back in.
He's back.
So,
He's back.
can you guys hear me? I think you
I
can
can,
hear
yeah,
me.
I
Of course, bro,
can
of
hear you.
course.
So, if you guys remember,
Wait.
Oh,
He's confused
Oh,
too.
no, he's gone.
are we in the?
sorry, I was watching the stream and I was hearing myself twice and it was
Oh, okay.
freaking me out. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yes,
you.
yes.
Yes.
Can he
He
hear
can't
us?
hear
He- I
us.
don't think
He
he can
can't
hear
hear
Wait,
us.
it's happening again. It's happening again.
We're
It's
doing
happening
thumbs up,
again.
yep.
I have the stream open in another tab somewhere. Oh my god, I'm gonna freak out.
This is an all-time
Is Kurt
analysis,
is
a good
Kurt
one.
view botting Plat Chat? Just has like
Yeah.
50
Yeah,
tabs.
it's all Kurt.
I hear
Oh,
myself
no, he's gone.
200
Oh,
times.
no.
Jesus
He's
Christ.
infected. They're
We
all
need a super
infected.
sub. Someone from chat. Come on, get
Yeah.
involved.
Chat.
Yeah,
This is your
become a
moment.
member. You might end up on the show when Sideshow does this. Should we just
Oh
should we
my
keep the show running? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Should we
yeah,
go
of
to the
course.
Yeah,
next
I
game?
guess so.
AG
I mean, we
versus
just-
Nova. We think FPX are gonna win.
Yeah, we spoke a
Right.
good
Didn't
amount
know.
about FPX.
So
Someone's
we'll
gotta
just go
keep
to
the
next
train on the
match.
It would have
tracks,
been
man.
fun. Oh yeah, let's see. AG versus Nova. Ooh.
Ooh.
Wait,
This is okay though, because this is
We're
like
so
a
back.
this is like a 75 game.
Okay, Slicky. I mean, us three. I'm sure
Wait.
Kurt's gonna give us a very detailed.
Oh
opinion
wait,
on why
tell me
AG are gonna
Chobra's
beat
on my
Nova.
team. Wait, do I want
I had Nova. I might
Do I
have missed
want
it, but no, I 100% had.
Oh, did you go
Do
Nova as
want
well?
that? What do you mean? Do I want that?
that?
You went Nova
Yeah, I
as
had
well?
Nova. I had Nova
Okay.
as well.
Well,
yes.
then you explain why Nova over AG.
I mean, quite frankly, I don't know if
Yeah.
AG's changes. No. AG's changes just nothing about it shouts confidence to me, right? There's obviously some good value there, but for Nova, like I was pretty big on Nova last year at the start of the year, as I think some people were, and then they eventually just teetered off the complete chart. But I would say that Guang returning to just pure primary duelist, I think is huge for them. Azir, who I think I personally rated as some of the most valuable players that they had on that roster last year, now going to more Senti, it looks like. So you've kind of got the front end and the back end. So to me, the roster for Nova is making sense. Like the roster moves are like, okay, I see what you're trying to build here. I see what you're building upon. And when you were good last year, I thought you had some good potential. So I'm looking forward to it shining again.
Yeah,
Slicky, when you said this was a 70-30, did you mean for AG or for Nova?
I think it's 75 for AG, to be honest. I think Nova are a little bit underdogs here, to be honest.
Okay.
But I'm still kind of believing in them. I just I like Ezia, man. I think he's really good. And then they picked in Heibei, who I guess is playing duelist, or do we know for sure?
No, they should
Okay.
be just playing Initiator.
Okay,
And they were playing in Radiant as well. So
Okay, then, yeah, dude, they played. I remember this, man. They played Billy, and I was just, I couldn't even focus on Nova because I was so angry at Billy in that tournament. I was so angry at them. So, I just like them as a team, man. I like that they kept it core. I'm in for the underdogs here.
Okay, well, the Bubba Ray Shrimp Company though is coming for Nova. The Shrimp. I mean, so last year in stage 2, Wolves like needed AG to do well. So I was like all in on AG for like a couple games, and they actually did turn up, and I ended up actually feeling like pretty good, particularly about so they kept 2 players and they brought in 3 new players, but the 2 that they kept, Shrimp and Kira, I mean, Shrimp popped off in some of those games, like he went absolutely crazy, and so from that point on, Shrimp has my allegiance. He's got my allegiance, and Nova, I mean, this is the thing. AG, obviously, we meme on them for being like the team with 1 million players. They've got 3 new players. I don't know if they fully have released their other players. Then maybe they're keeping them in a basement because they have to keep all of the gamers. I don't know. It's possible. But I know that Shrimp is going to destroy everyone in his path, and that's why AG will win. And I can't believe that you 2 went Nova. Shame on you.
What the heck?
Let them know. Let them know that AG are going to win.
AG should have made champs last year. They fell just short, and they would have won champs if they made it. So
Yeah.
now that their roster is
They were
even
gonna go on an
better than
NRG
last
run.
year, they're going to go on a run. We might see our first ever 3-peaters. And it will be AG. It won't be PRX. So anyway, let's go to the next match. I'm trying to do tech support with Josh while hosting at the same time. It's awesome. What a great day. What day is it today? January
What a
19th,
day.
2026. I'm putting that in my diary, baby. All right, let's move on to the next game. JDG Esports
Well, you
versus
put almost
Titan
every day in your
Esports
diary.
Club.
Oh.
Super happy about this.
Yes.
Us 3 not so much. Kurt,
Dude, they're the
loving it.
only team in the VCT that is sponsored by a mall, and that gets me excited. All right,
Well,
Yeah.
no one
I'll
else
tell you
take it
what
away.
doesn't get me excited. What doesn't get me
Just
excited
gonna
is
flame
the
tech
fact
the
that
whole time.
Tech had arguably one of the worst teams last year. I mean, FURIA notwithstanding, Tech were fucking abominable, and they thought, let's run it back.
Let's do it again.
Let's run it the fuck back. Imagine if FURIA we're just like, we're gonna fucking run it back with the roster that they had last year. This is the there you go. There's another equivalency.
But I would
FURIA and
We
Tech.
hear you, Josh. Sorry.
I would understand
Holy
that more,
shit. Get me out of here.
Get me out of
We hear you. Can you test again, Josh? Oh
Ah,
my
shit.
god. I
Oh,
think he's on
wow.
his phone. Let's see where we go from here. See you guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That's actually just my normal microphone. So this is as good as
Damn,
it
you
gets.
flamed
anyway.
your mic as well.
I know.
Wow.
Flamed my mic on the way out. Holy shit. I forgot that this had happened last time I did Plat Chat on this setup.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god. I'm glad that I fixed it now
It
instead
seems
of
like
in
you
3
forgot the
hours
Plat
or
Chat was
something.
happening as well.
That's a time zone problem. Goddamn daylight savings. We need to abolish them.
Dude, Car makes it easy for you. In the
Yeah.
Discord, he puts a little thing and tells
It's
you
just-
what time it is in your time zone.
Sorry, I'm traveling between 10 different time zones. You're sat in Iceland in the middle of the world, never having to leave your room. It is slightly more difficult. No, it is a
been there
reading,
for
to
days.
put up Discord?
it's a reading comprehension
skill issue.
It's a reading
I was
comprehension
gonna
issue.
say, man.
I've got to be honest with you. It's just a reading comprehension issue.
Instant defensive, crazy behavior.
Anyway, so
anyway.
why'd you pick JDG?
Because I actually really like this team. I think this roster's been constructed very well.
Yeah.
They were building around Stu this year, but I actually think that the new guy that they got in from Rare Adam as well, Jay, is really tough. So they look like they're loading up on firepower, and they've got a little bit of like additional experience now as well. So yeah, I'm thinking these are like a dark horse to do something really interesting in China.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they're just kind of like a little bit underrated. I actually thought someone might go for bold predictions as in one of JDG. I think they're pretty decent, man. Coconut's just a big pickup as well, man.
Oh yeah, Coconut's. I think Coconut's
He's
really
really good.
important too. I think him and Viva were such a core part of XLG last year, so I think that's really good. I think that'll help overall with the structure in game, but also they got Bile as a head coach too, and
it's just-
you know,
Dude, they've just been making the right moves everywhere. They've got 2 really experienced players, 2 absolutely cracked players, and then they've got a coach who did genuinely a really good job in the off season. In the previous season.
Yeah.
And then
And if you watched, sorry to cut you off. If you watch Billy in the off season
Without
as
him?
well, yeah, you
Yeah.
could tell that it was like a big hit. It looked like Furia. No, it looked like Foot. It looked like Foot.
Oh,
when
yeah,
they,
losing
when
the
they
coach.
lost. Yeah, when they lost their coach.
when they
it was
added
like,
TMV and,
yeah,
and everything
yeah,
went wrong.
yeah, and they didn't know what they were doing.
No, they're
Yeah.
about to go on a run. You're about to see.
It's like he's seen into the future.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They added this non-Turkish guy and everything's gone completely wrong.
Yeah, no, I really do think they've done work with this roster though. It's up there, man. And I think they make a Masters or a Champs this year.
Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable.
yeah, I could see it.
There were so many teams that ended up making globals from China last year because
Yeah.
it wasn't the same teams on top all the time. It was very
That's an America's caster's perspective.
yeah, it is.
True.
We're allowed to send different teams to each of the global events. Wait, what? Shall we get into some pick'ems then? We've already looked at the week 1 predictions. I assume that's up next.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
who's we?
Yeah.
well, I'm going to join you this time rather than Kurt. Look at me, it's me, Sideshow VALORANT, turning up 40 minutes late with tech issues. But now I know what the problem is, so it'll never happen again. Ha ha.
You mean the tech issues or the not showing up? part?
Next time you do this, you'll forget again.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it is a skill issue at this point. for
Very
sure.
probably. All right, should we plug in the? Were any of them?
Oh well, yeah,
50-50s?
we went
All
2 and 2 on
gamers
AG
Nova.
Nova somehow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
AG
Don't say
Nova has to
somehow.
be a
That's
cool.
disrespectful.
I think
Yeah.
somehow,
You said it
like,
was 70-30.
Yeah, it's 30%.
Wait, 70-30 to who? Who did you have?
AG.
AG and the pickup
I,
is
I
good.
Two of
think
them
that's
picked Nova.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Nova have got some punching power.
But you picked AG.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying that it's not. I wouldn't have guaranteed it. You know.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
let's flip a
Yeah,
coin
which
then.
is
Let's flip
Yeah.
a coin then. I don't think anyone's
Flip a
changing
coin
their
then.
mind.
under the pressure. Do we have, I was going to say, do we have
Do we
the
have a
coin
coin?
ready? Do we have the coin
We'll
ready?
flip a coin.
We
Or
could
we
just go with
persuade-
whoever's more forceful. Yeah, we just
We
try to
could
pick
persuade
off a weak
Sideshow
one.
to come on to Nova. Yeah, I'd say
Outta
that
here,
you,
what are you
you
talking
were
about?
already weak. You said they got a good lineup.
Yeah.
No, I said that they could do something. I mean,
There we go.
they could
What?
pack a
Something's
punch,
better
is
than
what
nothing.
you said.
I mean,
Yeah.
something is better than nothing. But sorry, who was with me on the AG side?
Me.
Envy.
Oh right, yeah, no.
And if anything, that
Actual
supports the
Noah.
argument to go for Nova.
But
So none of us are budging.
Did you
Oh, here
watch
we go.
Nova in the?
Oh, I also do want. I mean, we're gonna
Wait,
flip
there's
a
a
coin
dr-
anyway.
there's a
But I also
coins
like
of
the
us?
coach staff of
What do you mean there's a coin of us?
Nova.
Can we put Sideshow on the
What?
coin?
Wait, is that a thing?
Well, it's flipping for now. No
Well, there we go.
shot.
There we go.
Let's
All
go.
gamers, let's go. Let's go.
Go.
Let's go.
Oh,
The coin
man.
knows, bro. The coin
No.
knows what's up.
Coin knows nothing.
Hey, Nova have got
That
some
was
big
the first
upsets in the
ga-
past.
First game down. We all
Nova
went
have got some big
JDG.
upsets, but they didn't do that well. in
Yeah, we
stage
went
Yeah.
two.
JDG for the next one. Then
And then we
Wait.
have another coin flip after.
Trace Wolves would be another coin flip. Yeah.
Mm.
Trace Wolves coin flip. Isn't the Trace belief a bit outdated? Have they
Yeah.
been good recently?
Wait, the people are on there. Can I just see like what the coin looks like with like Sideshow versus
What do
Slicky?
you mean the people are on there?
Like, go to the
we've
bottom.
got on there.
Yeah, we've got people.
Oh my
Whoa,
God.
What the hell?
Put
Wait,
Sideshow
again.
versus Slicky on it.
Why am I a fucking egg? What do you
Right,
mean?
so Sideshow.
Everyone else
We
has
should
got their
just keep on this
actual
anyway.
face.
That
Do
shows
I, though?
wolves, right?
Oh,
Oh,
Sideshow
dang.
wins. Wolves win.
Fucking crazy,
No
baby.
way.
Yes. Let's go. Let's go.
Look at that. Look at
That is a joyous picture. Right?
When were we going to unveil this? I mean, this was just hidden in the
Yeah,
background.
Kurt must have just had it ready, man. We just ruined whatever plan he had.
Yeah. We were about to do a full Humpty Dumpty segment. All right, so Wolves
Okay, so
take that
Wolves
one.
win on the pick'em.
Yeah.
No, we don't
Okay.
need to do what we just did it for that.
Yeah,
Sure,
we
yeah,
counted
sure,
Sideshow's
sure.
wolves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sideshow's Wolves.
I am the
We all
wolf.
picked JDG
There are two wolves inside of me.
and we all picked
Okay.
FPX.
Yeah,
It's
JDG and
and
FPX.
Okay.
Yeah, those are guarantees.
Honestly, top of the bracket looks interesting in terms
Yeah, yeah.
of
Very.
predicting because Billy looked so bad in the
Horrible.
off-season tournaments. But how much do you actually want to buy into that versus they were a clear top two team for the rest of the year last year?
Billy, bro, they're losing this game.
No, they're losing.
Who are
Whoever
not
wins
season
their.
Andy?
I'm with you.
I
Yeah,
think
let's
they're
say they
losing
lose.
if they play all games or Nova.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
agreed.
with you.
But that's only because they look shocking in that one tournament, right?
Yeah, but what else have we
Well,
got to
no,
go
they
on?
also-
Yes, exactly.
They also looked shocking at
Look.
champions. They immediately
did.
forgot how they won stage 2, and then they continue to look even worse in the offseason. I think that's enough evidence.
Fair enough.
I'm pretty sure that coach was doing it all, man.
Well, he can't play for them, can he? He's not
Yeah, but
shooting
at-
their
Well, he can
weapons.
play in the skirmish if
at
he
least the
was
stuff that makes sense. I mean, yeah, he could actually.
Look,
Almost.
we've gone 3-1, even if you're on BLG. So
No, that's
pick
fine.
AG.
That's fine. Yeah, we're going for AG.
Go for
All
it.
right.
Dragon Range
I would-
Gaming against JDG is a really
Oh,
nice
Is
game.
it
That's a
good
banging
game?
game.
That's a banger. That's a
I
banger.
think
right there.
DRG are just
But I would pick DRG.
Yeah,
at the moment.
Yes.
I'm struggling to
Yes.
pick against DRG in any game in China.
Sure.
Like it just feels
Yep.
like they should be head and shoulders above.
That's fair.
I don't think it'll play out like that in reality, but that's how it looks on paper.
Yeah. In
DRG
DRG.
is.
DRG it is.
And then El
The-
Clasico.
El Clasico. of
This
me and
is a
Sideshow.
classic, yeah.
That
Eli versus Wolves.
actually.
You know what? In
Mm.
my pick'ems for China, I was trying to curse G-Lai. My pick'ems had G-Lai versus Wolves multiple times. And both times I picked G-Lai, so I'll stick with it. Because Wolves, for whatever reason, cannot beat G-Lai. And I'm not putting anything on the line for this game. I will not be eating any glue. I will not be doing anything if Wolves lose, because they can never, for whatever reason, beat G-Lai.
Love how
So
that's
pick
just a
G-Lai.
normal
Unless every
sentence
one of
for
you want
now.
Wolves.
Yeah.
Nah, Gilai's fine here.
No,
Yeah,
Gilai,
I'm fine with
I'm
that.
down with. I'm down with.
Now,
I
us
go-
three had FPX winning the thing,
Yes,
so we have...
I have FPX beating EDG for sure. I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have
I
to
kind of
pick them.
believe as well.
Sideshow? Would you
I mean,
pick EDG?
I don't know. It's doable for either team, I think. Do I believe in EDG being like a great team again this year? Not really, but
Hmm.
I think any of these games are winnable for them domestically. Maybe apart from like against DRG, I wouldn't favor them. But I'm fine going along with FPX. I don't mind. Both of these teams look like they should be around a similar level to me.
Yeah, I think the only thing for like viewers and listeners is EDG will always have a fight, right, because of their firepower. So it's not that they're a bad team. It's just team wise, I think FPX looks good.
Dude, they can't be as bad as last year.
But I also
No.
think
CB's
one thing for
CB's pretty
EDG
good
that
as
maybe
well.
they lost from last year is I think they lost their aura in China. I
He
think
did.
EDG used to win games in China before simply because they were EDG.
Yep.
And the other teams were scared of them.
Yep.
Whereas now I think that's probably gone because they weren't that good for.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Agreed.
Okay, so back up to the upper bracket.
Wow.
You've got AG against DRG.
DRG
There's
win
a
that.
lot of-
DRG,
yeah.
DRG wins this, yeah.
Dude, we got all gamers going deep.
We do?
Well, we just
Yeah.
think Billy is shit.
I mean,
Also true.
Gilai against FPX.
Well, again,
Well,
you
three
weren't
of
here
us
for
have
this because you were
FPX.
late, but us three picked FPX to win the whole thing.
That's
So-
crazy. I
we
don't
got
You're getting
understand
outvoted here either way.
don't
Wait,
understand that.
So I'm going to get outvoted in the final
Yeah.
between DRG and
Yep.
FPX.
Yeah.
That's insanity, bro. That's insanity. Go on then. Go on then. Lock it in.
Yep. FPX
Yeah.
all the
Fucking
way.
FPX.
What
There you go.
have we done
Let's
here?
go.
Is this just because they played well in the Radiant tournament?
A fair amount, yeah.
Fuck.
They're gonna be good.
The
I mean,
recency
they have a
bias
good
go
roster.
burr.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
but
what else have we got?
dude-
It's pretty much a new lineup for them.
Yeah.
Okay, but dude, okay, all right. No Dragon Believers, no Dragon Believers after they looked incredible towards the end of last season. All good. Haven't changed anything, by the way. We'll actually get to play with Bukashu instead of Demon One.
True.
Oh, I don't think we did the middle bracket for the other regions and stuff, did we?
We did.
no,
we went through all
we
of
locked
them.
it all in, bro.
Oh, you locked it all in, man. You guys,
Yeah,
are,
yeah.
I mean, you weren't here for that
Crazy.
either, so.
I've been on a sabbatical. I've been touring
No,
the world
yeah,
and
we
finding
can just
myself.
run through them. You know,
Yeah,
you
we
just
can
quickly
speed-
vote.
we can
Like
speed
EDG
run
will
those.
be
worries.
over.
EDG are beaten over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
Wolves.
And then
Wolves are beating Tech.
Tech are beating Wolves.
No, they're not.
Oh, no.
No, they're not.
No.
Wolves are beating Tech.
Wolves are
Wolves are
beating.
beating Tech.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
JDG
good.
are beating Trace.
JDG beats Trace, agreed.
Yeah.
Tai
I
Lu.
agree.
Ty Lu
Ilu
beats
beat
Billy.
Billy.
Okay.
Yep.
We are
Oh,
way
see,
too
now
low
I-
on Billy, man.
No, but I'm high on Ty Lu.
I would pick Billy.
No, I think
I'm
Tai
actually
Lu-
high on Ty Lu.
I think Tai Lu can actually do something this season.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think we're overreacting to a bad off-season tournament from Billy, and they won't
100%.
actually look like that.
But they also made a roster change that we have just no reason to believe one way or the other, right? I mean, granted, I do think Levius was one of the weakest links that they had, but it's not like their new player is someone who was absolutely proven in the scene. So
Okay.
Are you picking
All right.
BLG Sideshow?
No,
He's
I
not
think if
convinced.
Billy
Tai Lu
lose
is-
to all gamers, they're losing to Tai Lu as well.
I don't want to fall from
there
grace.
you go. There you go.
Right, let me lay it out why Wolves can be EDG.
No. Put in
No.
EDG.
Yeah, EDG's winning.
I want to hear the argument. I want to hear him desperately
Yeah,
rail
go
against
on.
inevitability.
Probably just Spring taking over the game, to be honest.
That was it. That's all you had.
Well,
Wasn't
no,
even worth it.
I mean, EDG
mean-
could be fucking dog shit. What do you mean? They turn up sometimes and they are shit. This is not the EDG of old.
Yeah,
They
but
can't
then
play
Autumn
Yoru.
will, but
They
Autumn
still
will
can't
tell
play
them to
Yoru.
shoot
In
back,
fact, they're going to
and
try
it'll
and
be
force
good.
Yoru. In fact, get Nova in this game.
No. He's lost his mind.
no.
He's
Yes,
lost his
yes,
mind.
yes.
They were actually playing Yoru by champs. Like
Did they
Kankan
get
was
it?
playing Yoru.
Yeah,
and if
yeah,
he's been
yeah.
playing
Yeah, they
in the
were playing
offseason,
Yoru.
He was
They
fine.
can't play
He
Yoru.
was fine. He wasn't good, but he was.
They can
fine.
play Yoru.
It's
can't
not like
play
they can
Yoru.
literally pick it.
Fine, pick EDG. Fine. That's a shame that you've ruined the bracket, but it's fine.
Isn't CB gonna be playing Yoru anyway?
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, he
if
can
he's
play
playing.
Yoru. He can't play Yoru.
I'd be annoyed if that's.
And,
what they
and
did.
they've got Autumn as the coach. You think I'm thinking an Autumn team coach is going to be good?
Well, we do have him in the middle bracket. It's
one
not
of
like
us
we've
is-
got him sailing
Yeah.
through the upper.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
playing against the top team here.
JDG over Tai Lu.
Yeah, JD.
I vote Ty Lu, but I'm gonna get outvoted.
Damn.
It looks like so.
Jesus,
Really?
go JDG.
I'm
I could see
big
it
on Ty
happening.
Lu.
I could see it happening.
I think JD's got a sick lineup, man.
Yeah, I think JDG should.
No, JDG, yeah, is a good lineup. But I will
Yeah.
vote Ty Lu. It's 3-1. We go JDG.
I'll take JDG over Shilai as well. Fuck it for the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will.
I would say, yeah, whoever wins that
Let's go
has a
for it.
chance.
And
I'll go G-Line, but
EDG
Alright.
over AG.
yeah.
EDG.
Fine.
Ooh.
Fine. Now I'm going JDG.
I'm going EDG.
I'm going EDG.
And give it to the coin, bro. Give it to the
Oh,
coin.
Let's
We're
go
gonna
Sideshow
get
versus
this.
Sliggy again.
Give it to
Okay.
the coin. No,
Yeah,
surely
go on.
we don't
Rematch.
do Sideshow v Sliggy. Surely we do like TMV versus Chobra at this point.
I mean, we can
Oh,
if you
sure.
want.
Put us in. Put me in, coach. I got this.
I just want to. Oh well.
You just want to
yeah.
get that egg off the screen, don't you? I didn't think
There is no
God.
TMV.
Is there a thinking? If there's no TMV, I'm leaving the show.
Well,
Oh,
gotta
moment of
get cut
truth.
back.
Oh,
There we
It's
go.
just under thinking. It's just the thing.
No Chobra?
Why is he called C?
No,
Gas?
Chobra's
No,
there.
there's Chobra though. Yeah.
I know. C. Geras.
Come
He
on,
plays
come on.
Harbour.
Easy,
Oh,
easy
Nice,
clap.
Chobra.
Oof.
Okay.
I got you.
So that was a win for EDG, right?
EDG, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So EDG versus DRG in the middle final. Please put DRG through here, bro. They should have
Ooh.
won
I'm
the
putting
first time
DRG.
around.
No, but
I'm
if
putting
if
DRG.
I'm putting EDG simply that if they're continuing on a run, that means they have
Why am I
momentum and they
constantly
will
Nah,
push
that's-
through.
I think they'd be dropping down to the lowest.
Oh,
Dude, think of the game, man. Dude, if we got this game, it'd be sick.
It would be fun.
it would be sick one way or the other. It would be sick.
I'd go DRG, yeah.
Yes.
All right,
Let's
DRG
go.
it is.
DRG. Let's have a look at the bottom bracket. The lower bracket. Nova versus Titan. I would take Nova in that one.
Nova.
Same.
Yep.
Trace Billy.
Trace Billy. Come on.
God
well, I
damn.
mean,
Trace.
these two are fairly high on Trace, apparently.
Give me a Billy Billy.
I'll go
pick.
for Billy on this one. We'll give him a win.
Oh, we're
I'll
shooting
go
him some
Billy
bail.
What? Oh my gosh.
You really think?
Give me Tyler.
I don't
I'll
think
be
it's
with
crazy,
you, Chobra.
Chobra.
Give me
Yeah,
Tyler over
I think
Nova.
Tyloo beat Nova. I think Tyloo beat Nova.
Yep, I think Tyler
Sure.
wins there. Yeah.
Come on, Slicky. You hate
Ooh.
Billy.
Dude, Billy
You
over
hate them.
Wolves. I'm
I mean,
taking Billy
oh,
over
this
Wolves.
is
No.
this
I'm
is
on
a
taking
board with Wolves,
miserable
man.
game.
I'm with Wolves. I'm with Wolves.
I'm with
Yes.
Wolves though here.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, we got the rematch. They're
This is what I'm
back.
talking about.
They're back.
Oh man, Tyler AG.
Give me a Tyler here.
Give me a Tyler.
Tyler.
Thing, yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah, okay.
then
All right, I'm down with
Give
that.
me a
Eli?
Eli. It's Wolves against
Yep.
Eli, man. Wolves can't win.
Sideshow.
Look into
he's trying
me.
to-
Look into
Put it in
me.
the backup.
Pepe laugh. Pepe laugh. No, I'm not going to give you that one. Let's go with Sheila.
Eli it is.
Ooh.
I mean, you know where I'm voting. Tyloo for me.
Give me
Like,
G-Lie.
Sideshow?
I'm not sure about this one. I'm not sold on Sheila's like off season overall, but I don't think it. I don't know. It shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, give me Gilai. Give me Gilai.
All right.
And then
hard.
here,
Oof, man. Go JDG.
Yeah,
Here
I'm
I
down
would
for
go
this.
JDG. Yeah.
Damn, really?
yeah, we've got a lot of faith in this team just based on their roster looking good.
It I mean,
It
yeah.
is very much that. Yeah.
I mean,
that
Stu's
is true.
finally got help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna throw out a JDG.
I'd say EDG.
Yeah.
I will
think
go with
EDG for me, just for the
Shady G. I'd go with JDG.
Damn,
So
dude,
the
we're
Oh,
going
coin
in
flip
this.
a
again.
coin.
coin
Flip a
again.
coin.
Okay. We've
Sideshow versus Cobra. I lost the coin
Are the
last
winners?
time,
Yeah,
so
the,
Cobra,
yeah,
yeah.
the winners. All right.
Winners,
Yeah,
winners
yeah.
play against each other. That makes sense. Who's the
Bring it on.
dominant coin flipper? Oh, the tension is unbelievable.
I don't think I've ever been this invested in a coin. Oh,
Oh
no.
yes,
Oh,
Cobra.
man.
Let's go.
Let's go.
No.
Let's go. I got you.
Okay, who was
Bring
that?
on
That was-
Shayo next. I'll take him
That
down.
was
too.
JDG.
That was
We have
JDG.
EDG not making it. That's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, we've got EDG and Gilai not making it, and Wolves not making it.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So many teams that that did it.
This
last
would be
year.
fun. This would be fun if this
very
happened.
fun.
It would be cool. Yeah.
I think there's plenty of teams that I would enjoy seeing at Santiago though from China, because I mean, to some degree, it's like survivor bias, isn't it? If they make it through this bracket, they've got to be
Mhm.
somewhat decent anyway. So it would
Yeah,
be fun to
yeah.
see them play. But yeah, depending on how it shakes out, there could be a lot of interesting teams.
Some teams definitely leveled up a bit, but I feel like with China, it's always like knowledge of the like actual maps and the
Yeah.
comps. That's like
Wouldn't-
normally where they get let down.
Wouldn't we prefer though, like it? Look, we don't watch every China game. Wouldn't we prefer for China to be like America's, where there's like 3 dominant teams that can actually compete?
And
like,
you only need to pay attention to 3 teams all year. Is that what you mean? You're just trying to be lazy
Well,
in terms of volume.
like just in terms of like, because if yeah, you're saying it's exciting because all these different teams go, but then they don't do that well in international because none of them are that dominant. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see
But
what
they
you
aren't
mean.
good.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
aren't good.
But
enough.
isn't
No,
that
but
a bit of a straw man? Like they do well at internationals
Yeah.
about half the time. Like they, turn up
One
get
of
top
them
3
does.
at Toronto. What do you mean one of them does? Well, yeah, one team does. Yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah,
It's
that's
not,
my
like,
point. So you
consistent.
aren't getting 3 competitive Chinese teams. You're getting max 1, sometimes 0.
But in
I think
theory,
we-
if the other teams are better and you have like 6 teams that are competing, then the region should get like better a lot faster.
Yeah.
Instead of just
I'm with you. That
the
makes sense.
3 teams that know what they're doing on.
Makes sense.
all
I also
maps.
think I think China might get significantly better this year if the Pacific teams are playing against them frequently, which seems to be the
I mean, that's
new
normally the
way.
case,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably they scrim
Yeah.
a lot, especially that way they can do cross region. So
yeah.
I think also the biggest question will be not, in my opinion, kickoff or maybe even Santiago, but the meta shift that happens after that. Because I think right now they can also probably get by some of these maps, right, with just some basics and firepower. But when it shifts again is I think when we'll have to see if China really has leveled up overall, if like more teams can actually catch on and do their own thing and develop their own ideas.
Yeah. If you are a member, you can join our Discord. Join our group on VLR in order to do pick'ems. So if you're a member, keep an eye out for that. There's like a little code that you can plug in, and you can see if you can beat us in terms of China knowledge, which, if you watch the games, should not be that difficult, I think. Also, I wanted to ask at this point too. Maybe you already discussed it earlier on while I was asleep. Are any of you planning to be like co-streaming and watching China? Because it happens at the same time as Pacific, basically this week, right?
Yeah. I'm sticking with Pacific.
I think, yeah, it's gonna be a Pacific run until we figure out who the dreadful teams are, and if they play against each other, maybe.
Then you can, yeah, that's how I
Yeah,
handle
that's
that.
probably
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, well,
unfortunate.
it is rough, isn't it? Because Pacific's like such a good region, and they just overlap completely. I assume that
Yeah.
Good for the breaks, though. It's good for when you break
Yeah.
on a map.
Bit
swap
of
to
red zoning.
China.
Yeah, but there you go. All right. Well, have we any further thoughts for China before we dissolve this quorum?
No. Should be more exciting than last year
I agree.
about it.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Tell
we
me,
got like
why
six.
is it more exciting
like
than last year?
six decent teams, and EDG can't be as crap as they were.
Surely.
That's yes, surely. They also got a lot of coaching changes, and I think that's a good sign, right? Because they're trying to, whether the new coaches are all good or not, they're trying to at least find good leadership. They've also got more coaches who have been around, whether it's in Korea or Pacific or things like that. So at the least they're trying, like they're trying to go in the right direction. So I think that's exciting.
And Lotus is out, and none of them knew how to play Lotus.
And Breeze is back in, and surely they all know how to
Surely
play.
they'll
Surely
be
they know how to
masters
play
of
that.
Breeze.
I mean, that will be interesting. Was Chinese VCT even around the last time that Breeze was in the map pool? It feels like
Yeah,
it was
because it was
1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
it was the
Shanghai.
whichever two teams.
22, yeah.
Yeah, whichever two teams, I forget who it was, and then they didn't realize which site it was planted on, and they ran to the wrong site, and then they had to
Oh
go
my
back.
god, you're so correct. Yes,
Yeah,
EDG.
it was. Was it
FPX or
FPX?
something?
I think it was FPX that, or maybe it was Billy. Maybe it was Billy and FPX or something.
Oh
like that,
yeah,
but it was,
Billy FPX.
Yeah.
That rings a bell though. I remember that round very clearly. Yeah, they
Mhm.
do a full retake on the opposite
Li-
side of the map.
yeah, and then literally stood outside of like B tunnel and just stared
Oh,
at the
yeah,
wall
this
for
was
half a
sick,
second, and then
dude.
you're like, oh shoot.
It was
then you
very
went back.
entertaining.
Those are two big
China's got some
dogs.
great moments.
It was FPX, FPX
It was
EDG.
FPX.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, they had some good games on that map. That
Yeah.
was a banger map, dude. I forgot
was.
about that map.
It was down to
That
the
was a
wire.
crazy-
and then
it was a
ended,
crazy
it
map.
ended on a wrong retake, a blank retake. It was so
Didn't FPX also
infuriating.
have an unbelievable Breeze game at Shanghai against like Heretics or somebody? I seem to remember them
Yeah, they
playing
might
that,
have.
like an
Well, them and
absolute
Heretics
banger
were
of a
just
game.
bangers. Yeah, just in general. I don't know
Yeah.
if Breeze was played in that, but
I do remember FPX playing it at some point during Shanghai. Yeah, the memories are starting to come back. The synapses are connecting again. This is what happens when you're an old man who can't remember shit. No, it wasn't in the game against Heretics, so I've just looked it up. It must have been in the game against, I don't know, Foot or something. Dude, I'm looking at it. They didn't play Breeze. I'm actually hallucinating it. I'm actually hallucinating it.
I mean, I remember
I
the
swear they played it at
icebox.
some
The
point.
icebox
The
cove. He
icebox
tries to
was a
defuse at
banger.
the end.
Icebox, yeah.
Yeah, just take me out back and put me down. I think it's fine. But instead of me, unfortunately, the powers that be are deciding to kill Chobra for the end of this segment. So
it was a good run.
salutes. Thank you very
Mhm.
much for joining us to discuss China. But we're off to talk about America's region, where the same teams always win every time. So
Yeah.
Well,
Sliggy's
But
got
you think
thoughts.
Furia gonna? Well, we'll save it for the show. Save it for the show.
All
All right.
right. I will see you all next
Goodbye,
time.
Joe, bro.
And
Thanks
goodbye.
for
Bring
joining
back
us, Joe.
Kurt,
bro.
that's what I say.
Bring back Kurt, yeah. He'll be happy about it.
Bro, Kurt was fuming. When he first came on Sideshow, Kurt was fuming. He was so angry at you.
Yeah, I mean, he does make it very simple for me to understand what the time zones are, but I've just got a lot going on. I missed it completely. I was like, it's always at 8 a.m. Don't even bother checking it's at 8 a.m. All right, Dan Dryad.
Looking
Can
a
neither
little
see nor
different.
hear. This would continue a pattern for today.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hello.
we're good. Hello.
Good
We can hear
morning.
you as well. Wow.
Guys, it's 8 a.m. Whatever. It's fine. Hello.
another. Well, at
this
least
is the
you're
time
awake.
I
You know
wanted
what?
to turn
You
up.
know what? That's someone who's complaining about the time, but you know what? They still got up and they still got here on time with a microphone that works, with a camera that works. Isn't that nice? Isn't that professional behavior?
That
from
does
Dan
sound
Dryad?
really professional. That does
Yeah.
sound
If
professional.
only everyone could still have that level.
What
of decorum.
happened?
Sliggy was late.
I was
Oh.
gonna say we'll give you one guess.
Mm.
He doesn't care about his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
Mm.
he's not very well committed. Yeah. All right, let's get cracking with it then, shall we? Am I? I don't. Yeah. Okay. We introduced for the first time skirmish 1v1s. So that's where we wanted to begin for this one, right? Kickoff
Yeah.
now has these skirmish 1v1s for side select in games in which you are an even seed coming in. So it's not for when, when the teams have buys in the bracket, they're technically the higher seed, and so they get to pick whether they're team A or team B in terms of map selection and stuff. But if you don't have that, instead of a coin flip now, you nominate a player for skirmish 1v1s, which the idea is brilliant, I think.
Yeah, it's good.
The actual
And-
execution of it didn't work too well this week,
Sure.
but
The-
in theory, it's good.
The first one we watched was like a close one, and then Poppins had like a tech error or something. His PC stopped working, he just got shot in spawn. So it was like, well, what do we do for this one? You
was
don't have a tech.
confusing.
You don't have a tech pause for it because obviously you don't want to delay for something as small as what is essentially normally a coin flip. The cool thing about this though is you can have the coaches. So if Termy and Frost are listening,
Oh my god.
this is how you settle it on the server.
Yep.
We gotta
That would
make
be
it
so
happen.
funny.
And if I'm any coaches from any region, you can be the difference maker. You put yourself up and you challenge these other coaches. It then widespreads across every region, and then the coaches just have to do it, and it's going to be spectacular.
But you're saying, okay, so what happens if you're the coach? You hop in,
Yeah,
and then you challenge the other coach, and then they actually put in,
Yeah.
they don't put in
Nostalgia.
Imi, they
yeah,
put in
and then
Oxy.
imagine you beat them and they're fully
I mean, to be fair.
demoralized.
To be fair.
That's so funny, actually. We were talking to Imi. Me and Bren were having a chat with Imi because Cloud9 nominated Zelsis to do the skirmish in their game
Yeah,
against, I can't even remember who it was against, actually. We were talking to Imi, and Imi was like, yeah, we put Zelsis in because we know no matter what the result is, he won't be mentally affected whatsoever by the 1v1. So they're not thinking about winning the map select as much as making sure that
not
nobody is
demoralized.
Yeah.
nobody's demoralized whatsoever
fair.
heading into the game.
Yeah,
It's
like-
a mental battle.
Yeah.
oh for sure. Dude, if you get beat down that early on, oh, it'd be rough.
It's a cool idea, but I mean, the op should be banned. This is
Yeah.
this
Whoa,
is
whoa, whoa, whoa.
gross.
That's fine.
What do you mean the op is fine in skirmish?
It's jiggle peak.
I mean, look at him. He's
Yeah, but
getting battered.
if he had a judge there, jumped up with a judge or a bucky, he gets that.
King of cringe weaponry, you bro.
Yeah, mate, we're literally we're playing the most cringe game. You got
What
to
do you mean?
accept it.
Oh right,
Look
just
at
the
this
game,
game.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you, dude. Have you been coaching Timotino? you've been feeding shit to
Dude,
Doom Bros.
He's a beast, man. He's a beast, though.
He's a shotgun
It-
abuser.
He's good though. He's got one of the better waylays we've seen.
Yeah, he's very good. Very good. Who I want them to build a leaderboard of who actually does well in this 1v1 format. Like rank it by your wins across the
That'd be cool.
season.
Yeah, I like that.
Because who won? Who did well? I can't remember. I mean, Luke Shaw, obviously, we watch him win here, but who beat Poppin at the beginning? That one was weird though.
Superman, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
But dude, I'm telling you, there wasn't a fair one.
There was something.
Like,
Yeah, something odd happened in that.
It went to like 4-4 or something, and his PC's just gone. Monitor's turned off or something. It's in spawn. They just counted it. Yeah, it's a cool position.
If we had a Plat Chat one, who would you dominate?
I would hope everyone.
What? What do you mean?
Like we
Okay.
nominate one person from the Plat Chat
Oh,
universe?
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought we were all 1v1.
Sean, does Sean count?
No, I don't think so. He hasn't been here in a while.
Shayo must play a lot.
He does play a lot. Yeah, yeah.
I
You're
mean,
not backing
I
yourself.
would want to see Brent.
Mate,
do
I
it
haven't
just
played
'cause it'd be
Valorant
fun.
for like a year now.
It would be funny to watch Brent do it, and he has experience against Baby Bay.
That's true. Actually, That's
Good
true.
point.
That is true. Yeah.
I
think we
mean,
sent
also
Mini
seeing Brent
there.
in that would just be funny. It
Yeah.
would be cinema.
He would ham it up. He would for sure ham it up. All right, let's talk about the game though. The skirmish 1v1 that we just watched for Cloud9 Loud was setting us up for Loud to go in and unfortunately take an early L. So we'll talk about both of these teams first off. So Loud last year went 3-11, I think it was, in terms of their overall match results. But a lot of them were really close. Stage 1 in particular, they were very, very close to getting a lot of those wins. But end of the day, they just didn't. What did you think about them here? What did you? What's your
it looked
overall
kind of
impression?
similar. Did it
Yep.
not just look insanely similar? Where it was just like individuals were taking over, and like they had like these all kind of standout rounds, but then overall it was essentially just Luke Show just needing a little bit of help and it not looking fully together. Really, that's
The
kind of
one
where I
like
view it.
positive I would say for Loud is that Darker looked good. Like he looked
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
fairly solid player, but like I mean it's just the same Loud, and for
It
me
is, yeah.
like it's already like fairly depressing to even talk about Loud because I just like if they're gonna
it's not that bad.
it is no it
It's
is
not that bad. It's not that bad.
it is because they're gonna go 3-11 this year as well.
No,
That's the
they're
problem.
not. There's no.
They are. They
They're
are.
not. They're
Right,
They're
I mean,
fine.
just-
I'm not telling you they're gonna win an event, but they're gonna be better than that. I feel like
They're gonna be
I
better
feel
than
like it's
winning an
just-
event. They're gonna win
Verdi
two
just
events.
had
Better
a
than
bad
3-11.
game. Verdi just had a bad game. You know, it happens. It won't happen again. It's fine.
But it might
Yeah.
happen again because I think the comps aren't great. Because
Yeah, that's true.
I don't really fuck with this version of the Gen.G comp on Haven where you have the solo Yoru. It's better on defense, but I'm telling you, it's an absolute nightmare, especially when you go like head to head against the actual Gen.G comp. You're playing against a Viper. It's so hard to get above 4 rounds on attack. It really is. The solo Yoru just gets wrecked. You can't get through choke points. It's so hard. Even though again on rotate and stuff like that, it is better. It is better on defense, but it's just impossible to get rounds on attack in my opinion. And I just think that solo Yoru right now is so hard to play. I really do. I would much rather just see a solo Waylay from what I'm seeing from these teams. I do think that Verti is kind of set up to have not the most success just because a lot of the time he's got to just send it. You got to just send it and pray sometimes with some of these TPs. So that's where I'm at. I think he might have a rough year, and that's not on his game style. It's just the comps don't set him up for success. And we're playing a Harbor, which is a little crazy. On
Yeah.
I was wondering how long we'd get.
I was going to leave it, but
Wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. I went back and looked at it. I put out a video about it this morning, actually. It
bad, man.
was
Oh, so you got it for that?
diabolical.
it's really bad. Yeah,
It was
bad.
diabolical, bro. He didn't hit a single molly onto a single player the whole game. And he was dude, the defense wall. They're playing the defense wall and they flood defended 0 times on A. What are we doing? What are we talking about? Like, you don't understand at all how to play the Harbor then. So why are you picking it? It infuriated me the way that they were playing. But I think they're like the Pancada calling seemed all right on the attack side. Like, it wasn't amazing. It didn't blow me away, but it seemed fine. But their understanding of how they wanted to play on defense was like astonishingly bad. And I think that's the kind of stuff that would lead them to have another 3-11 season if they think that's how you're supposed to play.
Sure.
I don't know. It was nonsense.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I think my one takeaway as well is like just try and have Luke Shaw and Chamber as much as possible. He's one of the best I've seen at it, man. He's like really up there. He's really good. Mechanically, he's one of the fastest like aimers I've seen. He's so fast.
What is this retake? What are we up to here? I mean, it's a bonus round, right? So fair enough, but what's the harbor value here? You've just walled for decoration. It doesn't do anything, bro. It's
No, yeah,
crazy.
it definitely wasn't great.
It's crazy. No, it looked a bit rough to be. Luke Shaw's great though. Darker looks good. If Verdi has a good game, they might be able to scrap through wins just based on individual
Yeah,
performances.
I think
individually-
that's what's gonna happen if they do.
That's the same as last year.
Except they
Yeah.
didn't get any wins, basically, even though they had good individual performance.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they got 3 wins. They got 2 of them during kickoff at the very beginning of the year. I mean, that's bad.
Yeah, they gotta change their comps. I think Verti's gonna have one of the roughest years, if not.
That's a great start to the year as first game. Gotta change your comps.
No, but
it's
it's 2 for 2 though. 2 for 2. I know we've only seen 2 maps, but you gotta change 2 of them. We're 100% at the moment in terms of comps that I don't like, and I'm normally pretty lenient with the comps.
It really
me.
bothered me though that like the idea that you've picked a harbor and you don't understand how to play it implies that there's something going wrong with both the coaching and the IGLing, I think, or like, you know, the overall understanding of what's good and what's strong, how you would play it. Like that's concerning to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a worry that's gonna continue into future games too. Should we talk Cloud9 on the other side though? C9, I mean, on Abyss, just figured out, oh, they can't stop us on A. Let's just go A every single round. But overall, came in with some nice ideas, some nice variation, I think.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I liked the. I mean, the Haven felt a little bit, even though the scoreline doesn't really suggest it. Zeppa kind of saved them or made that a lot easier than it could have been. I think there was loads of rounds where like maybe they could have lost on A and he was getting like 2-3. I think Zeppa's actually been playing pretty decent. And yeah, I didn't want to look at the Abyss too much because I was just like, it's not a proper test. It's just free. Like it just felt free, especially on their attack. And then, do we want to talk about the next game already, or is it the C9?
We got to.
Well,
Yeah, I think we have to, right? We have to.
it's what the hell? Okay, what the hell happened to Oxy? I don't understand. Like, I felt bad obviously because imagine how he feels, and everybody was making fun of it, and they're making fun of him because it's so uncharacteristic. He often never has a bad game, but that one was a really bad game. I just don't know what was going on.
Bruh, I've never seen this.
Insane.
Is it
It's an
possible to
all-time.
get lower than that? Like, could you get
I
a
don't
0?
think so.
You can get 0, yeah, right? No,
I think you probably could if you did literally no
can
damage
definitely
at
get
all.
So, like, if he
Yeah.
hadn't got
Die.
those 2 kills, he could have got a 0.
yeah, there'd be
36
like no
ACS
ADR, I
is-
imagine.
I mean,
Right?
26 ADR is quite rough.
Yeah,
It's
that's
insane.
I mean, like,
I've had
this is
games
the
like
thing,
that, bro.
This is the thing, though. Like this, I mean, Zeppa as well, though, against NRG just turns into a fucking god. But this map, like, apart from Oxy, NRG played so well this map that it, like,
Yeah,
they would literally not going to win this game. Like even if Oxy had the best game of his life, they still might
Yeah,
not
it
have won this
doesn't-
game.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
because NRG were playing so well. So if you ever are gonna have an absolute worst game of your life, doing a map where the other team is playing so well that it probably doesn't matter, I suppose. Because like I don't think there was anything they could have done really. C9 in that game, and then on Breeze, you know, they were. Again, it just looked like there was just a bit of a tear gap. I mean, NRG just looked good. I mean, at one point, it kind of felt like NRG would just go in A every round just to see.
And like
You know,
it just
'cause
felt like they were
forgot
winning.
The rest of the map existed.
Yeah, I just feel like they were winning every clutch, every big round that they needed to win. They were just, I don't know. They were feeling it.
Those defensive setups on Breeze are so well crafted. They have cooked crazy
The-
hard with those defensive setups.
the
though.
neon stuff is really good. like the neon walls to like kind of pinch over towards the sides
Yeah,
and like fast
lovely
flats.
on the lovely on the retake. The understanding of how the Viper and Astra want to be like smoking areas in order to get themselves into best positions, like the way that Ethan was holding with the one way, and then he hops inside of it on that side of the map, and like I don't know, they really cooked with their breeze
But
defense.
speaking of comps though, like
You're gonna
the
flame
solo
the Solo
Viper,
Viper. Yeah, it doesn't.
Solo
Yeah.
Viper is just
Yeah.
it's not it. It's not 2021 anymore.
It's
You
horrid.
gotta-
Have you tried playing it in ranked as well? It's actually like it feels bad in ranked too. Like it's not just a pro level thing. Like you feel so stuck when you play solo Viper on this
Yeah.
map now.
You gotta pop an Astra in here. I'd even take an Omen these days if like A is really hard to hold. Because I've definitely seen a couple of teams that just spam A. Obviously do a bit more success than we've seen, but I think that A looks pretty hard, especially on the retake. If you like prioritize the right spots in your Viper wars and maybe as deep as what NRG were doing. But dude, I think you just gotta like the Viper's still sick. The Viper's still really good, but I think you gotta run a double smoke these days. Like every solo Viper just looks insanely rough.
Yeah. I would like to point out as well, it was very fun to see Kiko playing Duelist for the first time, I think,
Yeah.
for
So
NRG.
cool.
And playing something that I didn't expect him to play too. I was looking more towards maps like, maybe Bind or Split or something where you could get him on the raise that Liquid were running him on basically the whole time. But seeing him play Neon and actually indicating that they want to utilize one of the biggest strengths of Kiko, which is his ability to flex onto the Duelist from smokes, I think is really, really cool to see. And I hope they do it in more places where it makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What did you think about, though, in terms of Cloud9? Because, I mean, this topic is supposed to be focused on Cloud9.
Sure.
The like, when they were playing the Breach, do you think that is justified? They were playing the Breach on Abyss and they're playing it on Breeze. Do you think they're getting value from it? Do you like the pick?
I don't mind the pick. It's one of those on paper picks, I think. On paper it looks really good, but then in reality they were just getting shut down so heavy. They had some nice Fury with it. Like they definitely had some nice Fury with the stuns at the beginning. But and like their B hit was actually pretty nice as well. But dude, it's just so hard with just the solo. You gotta put a smoke in there instead. Like it's just on hard mode. Like I get the Fury, but sometimes it just, especially when you're getting outshot like this as well, and the crossfires are good, or you're just getting pinched all the time. Like as long as they dodged the first 5 seconds, it didn't feel like it was adding too much value.
Okay. And then C9 did manage to run it back a little bit on that map. How much of that is them playing well on deep?
I mean, it was better than their attack went, I guess. But to me, it felt like NRG just kept running these A hits over and over again, which C9 dealt with decently well. But I don't know what was going on in NRG's head, whether they just thought we can just win this game by just doing this, and this Viper bit was not very good. I mean, this is a decent round to bring up. What on earth is that bit? I have no idea. But I mean, I honestly, C9 have played 2 games. Maybe I'm more down on Loud than you are. I feel like, okay, I know that C9 are in the middle of the pack, but I already assumed that based on 4 years of evidence that that's where they're going to probably be. And then to me, it's like
hasn't changed your mind too much.
Yeah, like you played the best, or what I would say so far, what we've seen, the best team that we've seen so far. And so I'm not gonna hate on you too much for getting out aimed and getting out thought by the world champions who look even better. But I'm also not gonna go crazy saying this team's now gonna make a Masters because they beat Loud. I just feel like my position on C9 is exactly where it was before.
Same.
I thought they'd beat Loud, and I thought they'd lose to NRG, and I thought they'd beat Loud 2-0, and I thought they'd lose to NRG 2-0, and they did.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's pretty valid.
All right, let's jump into NRG then, if there's anything more to be said on this team. But we already did discuss quite a bit about them. I would agree with you though that the attack side felt on Breeze felt a bit like what were they 10-2 up at the half?
Yeah,
Yeah.
10-2.
It felt like they were thinking we can close this out without showing any of our other attack side theory.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but it did end up getting a little bit sticky towards the end. They did have to show some B hits and mid takes and that stuff. But yeah, I think it ended up being a bit closer than it probably should have been, just for that reason.
Yeah, I think that pretty much was why they just did it, right? They were like, we can just end this fast. We're going to squeeze out 3 rounds. Like, our attack's going to be better. We have double smoke. We can actually do stuff. Even though they pretty much did the same things. Scuba played well. Kiko played well. It's just like, don't know, man. It's just one of those games that they knew they'd already won after the first half.
I got hard baited, by the way. Like
By the
half
bon
of the
cuffing.
yes, horrendously baited.
I got baited
half
as
the
well.
fucking America's talent team predicted C9 in this
Yeah,
game
it looks
because we
stupid.
thought Bonka was playing instead of Scuba. Motherfucker, it wouldn't have even mattered.
No, it would not have mattered.
I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. But also, because I fell for this as well, but we're also really dumb because it would have been against the rules, right? Double import.
Wow.
Does that actually?
Oh.
Is that a
Double import.
Yeah,
That's
you can't
Yeah,
raise
that's
the
true.
flag.
coach?
Yeah, otherwise you just beat the system and be like, yeah, this my guy's my coach, and you just play him
Oh
every time.
yeah. Well, I guess yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
He's my coach.
Yeah. No, we're all really dumb.
All right. Well, yeah, we got hard baited there. Unlucky. Yeah, NRG played real nice though. I don't. Yeah.
I also feel like they answered the question that everybody had. Like, yeah, Energy is looking good. Like, we know they're gonna be good, but who's going to be the vibes guy? Because everybody was talking about, yeah, if it's not Som, nobody can actually replace it. I feel like Mata was doing so much, and obviously this was a stomp. But I feel like even then, just he was celebrating, he was hyping out his teammates as well every round. So I think that's just a sign that they're fine. Like, in every way, they're fine.
Yeah,
Would
and
you-
they're just smart team as well.
Would you agree that they look the best out of the teams that we've seen so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking, because I was thinking about, yeah, you know what? Yeah.
All right. Listen, that's good for me. I'll take that to the bank. Let's move on and talk about evil geniuses. So, E.G., Sliggy's got a fucking dissertation apparently here.
Yeah, we might be
you
ready
guys
for
go
one.
for a little bit because I like you guys stick on the positives maybe before I rip
Oh, I was
before I
really-
rip them.
I was
Oh.
really
Oh.
gonna let you go.
Give them some positives because it was only one half that I really want to go in. But like other than that, it wasn't too bad.
Okay. So EG played against Envy. They I mean, they played a fairly close game. They started off on Abyss. It looks very solid for them. They got up to a phenomenal lead. I mean, they were tearing through Envy, basically. They were completely shutting down what Envy wanted to go for. On map 1, man, I was
Aim
worried
diff.
for Envy, to be honest with you. I think, but also just like coordination diff too.
Yeah.
But that kind of makes sense because Kesnet had just come off a plane. But I think if you're looking at it from EG's perspective, they did seem very ready for what they thought Envy were going to play like. And in this game, Envy did kind of just play like that, just kind of running in. And EG were super ready for it. Like they're just holding for all of these overextensions, hard punishing them, shutting them down as they got through the chokes. It made me more worried that Envy's style was just going to get obliterated at the tier 1 level. But then, you know, that didn't happen on Corrode and Bind. They kind of heated up as it went on. But I came away from this having very few thoughts, if I'm going to be honest, about EG. Like, to me, a lot of my thoughts about this match were to do with Envy on the other side. So, yeah, I mean, they
Agree.
look fine.
I think in the
though.
first map, though, what I would say about EG, compared to old EG rosters, to me, the first map proved like aim-wise, they are a step above of older
Okay.
EG rosters,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
they
that's fair.
actually could hang. They had
That
some
is
players
fair, yeah.
who could hang. So
Yeah.
that maybe longer term gives you at least, you know, some copium that they could improve from what Sliggy is about to.
And I
Weird.
think the other thing too is like they do genuinely have some big win conditions from those players too. Like Dijazine could just take over a game against somebody.
Mhm.
I really think he's that quality of player. And Bao looked good. I didn't know too much about Bao because I haven't watched like a lot of
Struggled a
his
bit on
games
the
in tier
Omen
2.
Road, but yeah.
Yeah, but
I think-
the Vito that he was playing on the first map, like he had a
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
rounds
that
where
looked
he
cool.
shredded when they went into him.
And their setups were nice. Like the actual Vito stuff was like pretty nice.
Yeah.
I do think that they have like big win conditions, like you said. I think that DG Zin has to have an op, which kind of in my mind thinks I would just force him on Yoru like all the time and probably play double duelist. I think it looked a little rough when he was on the waylay and then he's trying to force the op and it's like, then why have I got a Yoru that isn't playing good? I mean, it's not good Yoru if you look at this bind. I can just go off if you want, if we're ready for it, if we get the clips up. Dude, kind of crazy that just I don't want to call out a team this early, and I just kind of hope that they haven't had this much playtime. But like, look at the minimap right now. This is an anti-eco and weak side. I have 2 playing, and the guns are we got an outlaw, and then the new gun, the bandit. Why is my weak side playing? Like, you can just let it roll. Why is my weak side playing with the worst guns? Like, this isn't good. And then at the same time, like, the Yoru has a TP not to go help them out. The Yoru has a TP over towards heaven. So it's like, well, you can't even help out your weak side. Like, it just doesn't make macro sense. Like, they're going to lose this round for sure if they get rushed here, really, unless you hit some shots. And then you can just skip to the next round because it's pretty much just like about their initial setups. And then, so that's their anti-eco. It's like one of the most important rounds. And then you have a buy round. You'd think that your macro would be pretty good again. And then we just have weak side again, but the Yoru that's playing weak side has a TP over towards B. So if they do actually rush over towards here and the Yoru wants to take the TP, you then got 4 on A and 1 on B. Like, you're just playing weak side again on a map that it's very hard to retake B. Like, every single time their weak side, strong side, like, their defense theory just isn't good at all. The Yoru just in theory would TP out, and then you're just left with Superman trying to hold a site on his own. And again, you can kind of skip this because it's just the beginning of the round that it's just wrong. You go to the next one, another buy round, and you're like, well, what's going to happen here? And it's just the same thing. And I think this was like one of the better examples. Maybe Superman actually does like pretty good, but I just don't understand how they could have gone playing Prac. So look at this. Fake over towards A. Yoru takes the TP. It's now a 4-1. It's a 4-1. You got 1 on your weak side. Why are we not playing 3 with the Yoru TPing to go help the 2? Like, it really just doesn't make any sense. To see this at this level in this year is crazy. Superman just has to kill everyone. So they end up losing this because Exeter gets like a crazy 3k like close. But overall macro-wise, your weak side is beyond weak, and you're kind of playing to retake on a site that is one of the hardest to retake on the map. It's harder than it is to retake over towards A. And then last round, give me one more. This is after a timeout. They've called a timeout, and you're like, oh, okay, they're going to fix their weak side at least. We're going to have a Yoru TP that makes sense. They do the exact same thing in another buy round. It's all in like the most important rounds. I just think to have this, it's crazy for me. And it's just Yoru again. If he wants the TP, the TP's over to, like, I just don't get it, dude. Like, why is weak side the weakest side I've ever seen? You're going to lose every round playing like this.
Do you think, if you were diagnosing this issue, would you suspect, because as far as I remember, this was not a concern on the other 2 maps? No, I might be misremembering. But
not that I noticed.
But would you say that this is to do with their, like, setups, or is this just, or you don't think that there's a chance that Okeanos has just kind of forgotten what the hell he's supposed to be doing with his TPs or something?
I'm pretty sure it's the setups. I think they got a little. I think I would like to shoot them some bail and say that they hadn't practiced bind too much, and they were just trying to get DGs in, set up with an op, and they were just setting them up with like the wrong agents. But you should set them up with like a Yoru fade and then have it the other way around so that the Yoru can TP. But I've never seen a team like play this bad macro for quite a while, to be honest. On defense, like, I would say everyone's Yoru macro is pretty bad, apart from maybe 4 or 5 teams out of the entire world. But this was like the most outrageous one I've seen so far, and I think it is because DGZ wants to op, and then they're like, okay, sure, I'll set you up. Looks like a time issue, basically, because I can't imagine an experienced coach would just let this happen to this level.
Yeah. The time in which they've done it is a particularly bad one as well, because you're playing against a team that does like to 5-hit, and if they happen to find your weak site, they're going to be absolutely running you over there too.
Yeah. But that's like one of the benefits of having a Yoru, right? You always have 3 on the right side.
You always have a strong side.
You're not meant to have 1. Not meant to have one. You got a Yoru. Why have I
Yeah.
got one person holding my site? You meant to have 3. Madness.
What was your overall impression then of EG? Because you're saying that it only happened on one half.
Not too
Fixable,
bad.
presumably.
Super fixable. That's a 30-minute fix, to be honest. No, that's a 30-minute fix. It really is. You just give them setups that make sense. I didn't feel too bad about it. Like I don't think that I would have DGs in permanently Yoru. I liked a lot of their alt rounds. What I was expecting to happen, like Con with the ults in like big important rounds, they're gonna understand it's a big important round. They're gonna use those ults to capitalize on those big important rounds. I saw that, so I wasn't too worried about that. It was more just that one half. I was like, bro, how's this slipped through?
Yeah.
That was just my only concern. But it's very early. I want to shoot him a bit of bells very early. I know it's like time restraints, but dude, at least in the timeout, I thought it would get fixed.
Okay, let's talk Envy on the other side of things, though. So they played against EG, and then because they ended up winning that game, they played against MIBR,
Crazy.
which is, I mean, that's whiplash going from one to the other there, I think. Mostly focusing on this game, I think, like, Envy were in a tough spot. I think they did show that they've got some ability to hang, though, especially with the comeback on the second map. Again, my impression of Envy from the first game was that they were really shaky because they hadn't been practicing together for a while. Like, the coordination was wildly off in their first game.
Yeah.
And it got better, like, almost linearly over the course of the game as well. On Abyss, it was very, very awkward. You know, Kesnit's running in ahead of his team, or Kesnit's miles behind the rest of his team. And the pieces just were not flowing together to play that kind of aggressive style. But they really, like, pulled it together to the point where I've got a bit of confidence in this team being what we expected them to be, which was like an upset squad in Americas.
I think they were good. I feel like people were expecting them to just get completely destroyed by MIBR, and I feel like it's a team that I feel like with the game they were able to prove that, you know, even if they're coming as the Ascension team that everybody's expecting to be the worst, they're really good individually. I think there were some things like obviously that first match, they didn't have any practice. Kesnit had he got to LA like 4 hours before that game, so they didn't have much. I'm assuming that when they were scrimming, he was playing like 150 ping, if not more.
It's crazy from Kesnit to be that professional, to turn up, to make sure he's on time for his team. That's brilliant.
I think it was out of Kesnit's control, to be honest. I think the world simply conspired to make it a
So
possibility.
it was against his control, yeah. Pretty sure it was in your control to turn up on time today.
I think it's in your control to not be a sarcastic little bastard, but and yet you fail.
And yet
every
here
day.
we are.
Yeah.
I
thought he arrived the
Yeah, that
night
was being
before.
professional.
Did he?
No,
really
no.
Just arrive the morning.
It was the
morning,
same
yeah.
day. It was the same day.
That's
Also, mind
crazy.
you, from Chile, I don't even know. It's probably like 15 hours. I don't know if it was a direct
Someone in
flight
my
or not.
chat said it's like 13, 14 hours.
I think so.
Long. Whoa,
Yeah,
that's
apparently.
crazy.
If you're not upgrading on that flight, you're insane.
Oh, bro, you gotta sleep
I
on
don't know
that.
if he is.
Yeah, you
No,
gotta
I
sleep
don't
on
know.
that.
What? He's taking the economy journey when he's got a match to play.
Well, he won, so.
Yeah, so it paid off no matter what.
Fair enough. Fair enough,
But
yeah.
I think something that was interesting that he said is that what he really likes about being part of Envy is that they really trust him, including, you know, the coaching staff and the team, where he will say, you know, I want to play Yoru, and they're like, okay, go ahead. Even if they didn't scrim with that agent, like if he wants to play the Yoru, he can play the Yoru. If he wants to play the ISO, he can play just whatever he wants. I think I heard something similar with Kane Zera, because when he was playing in Challengers, you'd randomly see him play something else and switch it up a little bit. So I feel like that's something good for Kesnit, who I think is a very confident base player. And if he's feeling an agent, I feel like
Did he
can do that.
specifically say the Yoru? Or is that
I
just you
don't-
using that as an example? Because that
No.
would be kind of crazy if he
Yeah.
was like, I'm going to play the Yoru, and Exter's like, what you say?
No,
fuck
no, no,
me
no,
for?"
No.
I've locked it in.
That'd be
fast.
crazy though. He's like, yeah, no, you're not playing the Euro anymore. But no, if he didn't say the Euro. I'm assuming he's talking more about the ISO.
Yeah,
if he
yeah,
wants to
yeah.
ever play the Jet, the Waylay, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I think that's really cool. I think you also need more time with the team to see how the coordination is gonna work out. But I also think MIBR was really smart and they really understood how they wanted to play it. They were constantly baiting each other, and Envy, when they were going for those pushes, it was, you're expecting one to get the trade, and there was always a third person for MIBR swinging and shutting down that aggressive play that they wanted to do. So I feel like MIBR was really smart about how they wanted to shut it down. And on top of that, there was a little bit of a troll in the last round of Corrode. I don't know if you guys remember the Rossi TP CT. When everything was going right before, they were just going for the same B hit. And then last round, they decided to switch it up. I feel like they could have gone overtime.
yeah, where he hard teleports into spawn.
Yes.
They
which-
pinged that
Okay,
out
yeah.
of attack timeout like 2 rounds before as well, though. Like this was very much pre-planned because we'd noted that they'd pinged this on the minimap. Like
Mhm.
it was 2 rounds earlier they pinged there, and it's just you just
But everything
It's
was going
whack.
right. They were going for the same hit pretty much every time. And then Rossi ults. Mazino's of course like waiting for him because he's in the most open spot as well.
he also does go too early in my opinion. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, right
you have
away.
to wait for your B players.
For
to-
sure, because
do
they
something
at
like
least need to be able to pop into the site to make
Yeah,
use of the fact that there's now only one over towards site.
yeah.
But
But I
I think it was just if they could have won that round in Gun OT.
Sure. I mean, they also, like, that Verno 1v4 was kind of nuts to win this as well. I think there's a lot of rounds that Envy would watch back and be like, oh, man, we definitely probably could have won this. I think
Yeah,
as
but
well.
I mean,
Yeah.
also
it's like a good loss,
Kesnick
you know?
1v3 with a Bucky. I mean,
Sure.
there
No, it
were
was
ridiculous
both
rounds on
ways.
both sides. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was both ways. But I came out of this feeling pretty good about Envy, to be honest. First map they lost against EG, I just felt like it was just a bit of nerves. Maybe the Kesnet thing in terms of being tired, they were just getting aim diffed. After that, like the only real like rough map that I kind of watched was their Abyss against MIBR, and they just played against a comp that pops A well, and it's hard to defend.
They were very tentative in that game. Like,
Yeah.
I think of Envy as being a team that likes to go for a lot of fast hits on Abyss, and they were extremely reluctant to do that at any point, and they didn't really look like they were comfortable playing the slower game on their attack side, I think. I wonder how much of that is like the aura diff, because playing against MIBR and, dude, Inspire's tweet at the end, we'll move on and talk about MIBR here, but Inspire's tweet is so funny when he's like, I dinked that motherfucker so many times, and Aspas has got plot armor. He just escapes. It was an
What
incredible
was the round?
game
There was
to
a round
watch.
on Abyss where he like gets a 3K with an op, and like he no scopes someone, and then
Yeah,
they're,
when
like,
he's
all around him, and he's
inside
just
the cloud
throwing
burst.
smokes at his
Yeah.
feet like a fucking
that was
wizard,
nuts.
just like
Back
Harry
of A.
Potter going Expelliarmus, and like you can't kill me, and then he just kills everyone. It was unbelievable. Some of these rounds that he's
Dude, I'm kind of enjoying. Not that I think we're going to see too much Jet, but I'm enjoying like a couple of these teams playing Jet. Aspas is so good mechanically on Jet, man. You just kind of forget. Like I was watching some of the moments, and I'm just like, bro, he's so out here in the open, and you see him like updraft dash over towards heaven. I'm just like,
It's so clean.
damn,
isn't it?
dude, it's just like
yeah,
the
like when he's
cleanest
blind as
movement.
well. He'll just
Yeah, it's
doesn't matter. It's
Me and
round- it's round
Brenna
4, I
sat
think.
there having to like avoid creaming our pants watching the guy. It's like every time he moves, we were giving him a compliment, and I was like, "We are glazing the fuck out of this guy."
yeah, it was though, because it's like we haven't seen Jet for so long as well, and you're kind of watching it like, man, this is like top level Jet, just straight away, just getting thrown back in there.
Yeah.
It is nice to watch.
How is he playing this well after having an initial surgery for a benign heart tumor and having to sit out for like weeks? It's unbelievable what we're watching. I don't think people are appreciating it enough. It's fucking crazy.
Some players are just gifted, man. You get like the Aspas and the Leafs that just seem to just no matter
True.
who are they playing, what they're doing, how many hours they've got, they're still just top level insane players.
Yeah. Oh, it's mad. It's absolutely mad.
I think one thing to talk about MIBR though as well is Zekken,
Yeah.
because Zekken Astra, I think a lot of people would look at that and be like, ooh, and it didn't get off to like a great start, I would say. I mean they won the game and like fine, but like he didn't. Obviously if he's playing Astra, he's not going to be in a ton of positions to like take over a game, obviously, and I think that will be quite interesting to see like how often and how much is he gonna have to like somewhat change his playstyle from being, you know, a full-time duelist to being last alive playing for Astra Suck. Like how many maps, you know, like if they play Breeze, is he gonna play Astra on Breeze? Like is he gonna play, you know, on Pearl? I assume he's gonna play Astra, right? Like there's gonna be quite a few maps probably where he is gonna have to change it up. And yeah, I mean, it probably won't matter that much because it's great to have a player as good as Zekan to rely on in like, you know, a last
It
second
might
clutch or whatever.
it might matter a little bit though. Like that is definitely like
Yeah.
one of their like small weaknesses at the moment, where you're just like, well, you can tell it doesn't feel fully comfortable. They got a
Yeah.
couple of rounds where it's just like most Astros here would like either fake star and then swing. He's just like dry swinging, still not like optimal on the agent. So it's definitely one of those that we need to keep an eye out of. I would just love them to play double duels on at least a couple of maps, just because I just want
Yeah.
to see it, man. I feel like it would be a waste having such
Insane.
talent to not play it. But it's not like he did a bad job or anything. It's just a couple of moments where it's like, if I was watching like a Bolster or like a Karen when they play Astra, it's like I know they would be using different util, or they would use fake star here in this situation.
I think the impression that I was left with though is that the rest of the team is better than I was giving them credit for as well.
For sure.
Holy shit. I mean, I think what was crazy about this game is that I know all of these players are really good, but you don't normally get them all putting up highlight rounds at the same time. But this game, you did. Like, every single player had some ridiculous moment. Mazzino looked super comfortable, I think, in his current role. I think that's something that's like the opposite of Zekan, where it feels quite optimized for Mazzino to be able to have like really, really good impact. And presumably the same for Tex. I mean, I was surprised to see them playing Cypher on map 1. And it's not a pick that I'm actually like that huge on, to be honest with you. But his setups were good. He understood how to play around them. The team understood how to play around them. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like they threw it in there, and presumably they wanted to play it because it's like comfortable for Tex, and he popped off. He played a great game on map 1 and 2. So I'm not really worried about Zekan on this new role not having the value until some of the other players fall off, because they were fucking nasty.
Yeah, I mean, if you think of all of them at their peaks, was it 2024 for Mazzino?
Yeah,
where
he won
had
MVP.
Yeah, he was crazy then. So we know like their peaks, and Tex for sure has taken over loads of rounds and games before. So
Yeah,
he's
I feel like Tex
heavy firepower team.
was a bit underrated in this team because everybody was talking about how it was a super team and kind of questioning that Tex pick. But I feel like, I don't know, people forget how good he is. He has some insane moments as a Sentinel player. I feel like, yeah, back then 2 years ago he was in top 2, maybe top 3, if anything, of the Sentinels that we've had as well. And how many pistols as well he was winning for them. I think a few of them, those 2K, 3K from him. Even when it seems like NV was gonna win that. So I'm really happy with this team, and I feel like Zekan is definitely in the best environment possible to go through. Try to learn a little bit more. To try to learn a little bit more of and get more comfortable with how his playstyle is gonna be, while everybody else is popping off and are gonna cover him.
Can we watch the Verno 1v4 one more time? Just for the culture.
It was so good.
Just for the culture. I mean, it's so nasty. We got treated to some astonishing clips. This one versus the Leaf Ace. Which one are you taking?
Probably the Leaf Ace, but
Yeah, probably the Ace, but yeah, that was 2 incredible moments, just like right off the rip. Like like how the fuck is this happening? I mean,
his aim for the first 3 here is outrageous.
Yeah.
Like that is outrageous, bro.
Insane.
Triple
But
swinging
then
in.
he even has like the right read and does like the perfect thing as well of like
Yeah.
The push to B.
predicting where Dome is gonna be.
He has so little time as well when he eventually does decide to go through that connector, but yeah, he gets the read completely correct. It was.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that NV, though, it's credit to them, didn't just collapse after this. Mentally.
Yeah.
10-2 down. Yeah,
10-2
1v4,
down, and
what
you've
was it?
just lost a 4v1. and then they actually started running it back in the second half. Like that's a good sign.
Then Rossi at one point didn't he say like, "Man, it's fun to win rounds."
Yeah, I'm having fun now. It's fun to.
I think there were a good amount of scenarios in tier 2 where NV were down pretty bad. And do you think, okay, is this finally the game that they're gonna lose? Is this finally the map that they're gonna lose? And they were always so confident that they could come back.
Do you think that MIBR have got the potential to be the best team in Americas?
Yeah.
Do you think they will be?
At any point or like soon?
I don't think it will be. I don't think you would
Open-ended.
easily be able to say. I think it will go back and forth. If they do reach full potential, I think it will kind of go back and forth between them and NRG and maybe G2 as well. I don't think you'll be able to convincingly say yes. Is where I'm at.
Yeah, obviously the sky's the limit. I mean, if you get peak Aspas, peak Zekken on any team, if those two are playing at their absolute best, and then you got Burno as well potentially doing that, and then to be fair, Texan Mazzino, like if they can just be solid in their roles and do their roles correctly, like if Zekken and Aspas are playing at their best, then obviously this is going to be one of the best teams in the world. That's always been the hopium for MIBR.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just you've actually seen them play now, so I wondered if opinions had shifted.
Yeah, but it'll take some time. I mean,
Yeah, I think it just
everyone expected it
depends.
to take some time.
It just the energy match was such a stomp that it makes it easy to say, they look the best, but when they get challenged a little bit more, maybe we'll have a better idea.
I mean, that is a great game in the upper
Maybe
bracket.
the very next game.
Fucking insane game the bracket has played out to create. Crew, let's move on to talking about them. So this team's in a sad spot, Dan.
Yeah.
They don't have their visas. They put out a statement saying that they got a request for more evidence, and it's not been processed yet. So, I mean, Kesnit, the delay was because he had his visa, but he didn't get the passport sent back to him. So presumably the crew players are still waiting, even for the first part, and then they would have to have their passports sent to them. So tough situation. But I actually thought the sub roster played
Great.
Played some good Valorant. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
They did what they could do, that is really as much as they could do. I feel like this is a team that some of them do have a little bit of experience playing together with that academy core. But yeah, I mean, it's a difficult match, especially now that we know that the FURIA is the best team in the world. And they did what they could. Obviously, I felt so weird watching the game because I felt like we were back 4 years ago, 5 years ago, watching Naxid on the chamber.
Bro.
It was like, what is happening?
This whole game, I was in a call with Shio. This whole game, he was just talking about Nag's sense, because Nags has a really low sense, and so Shio was just, anytime Nags was like doing stuff, like turning around to go rotate or whatever, Shio was just cracking up laughing because he's just laughing at how low Nags' sense is. And then at one point, like someone dashed over his head and killed him, and Shio was just losing his mind, laughing. Like, watch him turn! Look at him turn! That's all I can remember from this game.
I was pretty impressed with the crew stand-ins, to be honest. The biggest like takeaway was Gen.G looks really good. Like if say crew got their visas and Sadak came in and he's like trying to make sure everyone's playing Harbor, bro, I'm getting Gen.G in as fast as possible. This guy's IGLing well. He's fragging out heavy. His calls are good. His pre-barrier calls are good. Everything with ults are good. This guy was like the big standout for me. I was like, this guy's great. Like it's one game, but I'm really high up on this guy. I think he looked really good, man. Like a lot of the calls just made so much sense in the moment. Like ult calls as well. Like when they Astra ulted and then they insta Killjoy ulted behind, and then they could instantly just stick the spike. There's a lot of rounds. So I'm just like, bro, this IGL's really on it. So shout out to Gen.G. I think he did good. Dude, they lost 0. They lost every pistol, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So to get it to a third map after losing all the pistols as well is just impressive anyway. But yeah, definitely, I think Gen.G's one to look out for, man. Like even just as a coach for a tier 1 team, I'd be tempted to look at him for the future. I thought this was like a standout game, personally.
Do you think they're going to be able to cause upsets throughout this tournament? I mean, at the moment they're 0-1, right? So it's not like their job essentially is just to fucking sabotage the tier 1 teams.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
I think they can get maps. I'm not sure they can get 2 maps.
yeah. I mean, they have.
I mean, then
envy
again,
next.
you flip both you flip some pistols. They could have won this game.
No, yeah,
They
yeah.
played
give
better
them
than
that.
definitely
Sentinels
beat
did against
Sen.
Furia. Yeah. I mean, who do they play against at the moment in the middle bracket?
Is envy next?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
against
envy.
It's envy. Yeah,
That's a bit rough.
I don't
that'll be
know.
tough.
Honestly, I don't really know if they're gonna be able to make it here, in time for the main roster. I feel like
Even
it's
if the third game, because they'll have another week.
Oh,
if
there's
they
no
lose this,
shot.
right?
it's just who knows. It can
Yeah.
take as long as they want. So I feel like the prediction initially was maybe they would miss first week and then they would be here. But I think honestly, I think even then, I feel like they're just not gonna have enough time to settle the time zone difference as well. As pretty bad from Brazil, and like Argentina, Chile, whatever. So I feel like even if they were here, I would just still think that maybe for that third match they'll be fine, but not the second.
Let's talk Furia though. So other side of the coin, Furia plays against them. Opening map, I was opening map was more what I expected from Furia in their game against Crew, and then after that, I was pretty impressed. Like the rest of what they put together across all of the other 4 maps that they played was very impressive. Map 1, I don't know if it was nerves or what, but like I was looking at Alim, who has played a great game in some of the other maps that he's played, plenty of the other maps that he's played. He on the attack side got an ace in 1 round, got a kill in another round, and that was it. That is so odd in terms of like a player's impact to have an ace round, a single kill round, and then no other kill impact for the whole of the game. But he was fucking sending it, man. Like the death to the turret when he slid over the nanoswarm,
Dude, that
and
was
then
funny.
like. But that's what I mean in terms of like nerves. It felt like they were forcing it really hard, map 1, and then maybe they're just more comfortable on Breeze or something, and it let them settle into the game. But that double duelist style and the way that they are just basically playing the Gen.G comp from way back when, they have some very clear ideas of what they wanted to do, and then it felt like they settled into the game properly. Because this first one, I'm kind of putting it down to nerves based on the next 4 maps that we've seen of them being really good.
Yeah, I think that's completely valid because I think it looks completely different as well. And like Koala's just been
Was hitting.
Insane.
unbelievable.
Oh my god.
We had because they showed that clip early on of like even in the first the first showings, like they showed that clip of him. He's like, I'm not gonna miss an op shot. My chat was like counting it down, but I was like, still the shots that he was hitting and like the ones he were missing, I was like, bro, he's hitting a lot of these. Like most people would be missing the ones that he's missing. Dude, did even some of the games like that breeze clip where he killed like 2 through smoke as he's entering over towards A. He's just feeling it, bro. Like he's just feeling it, and I like a lot of like even just the EU's interview here, like they seem to have they like don't have many expectations. They're just like, yeah, we'll just do what we can. Like they're putting no pressure on themselves, and it's just I think it's just 5 guys that are just like, let's prove that we can like be here and we can hang, and man, it looks good. Like they're all like really pumped for this opportunity. It feels, especially Koala, like this is like such a big opportunity for him. It feels like he's been waiting for this for a while, bro. He doesn't really miss with the op at the moment. He really doesn't. He's looking. I think in Valorant as well, it's more about just hitting. Like it's nice to hit the crazy shots as well, but like the consistency of just being able to hit pretty much 1 in like or like 4 out of 5 of like the easy shots. Basically, he's hitting all of the easy shots, and that's the most important thing in Valorant with oppers. And yeah, man, it just looks nice to watch him playing a little bit of Jet, a little bit of Chamber. It's like we're in 2022 or something, man. It's really nice. Yeah.
I really like that they have both Alim and Koala able to play the Yoru and just kind of playing around depending on what they need for that map. Like I really like seeing Koala on Jet, for example. Did you guys watch that interview with Brazil where he was crying? It's so sweet. I feel like he's been waiting for a moment to pop off and really show, how good he is, how he was for M80 when he was playing in Challengers, and the fact that also Furia is so underrated because it's, it's a team that everybody was making fun of, the team for the, they have a roster that people were not expecting. So the fact that they're so underrated and he's able to, put up those numbers is so cool.
It is very sweet. Yeah. He was saying last year when he was playing in Na'Vi that he was going to be the best opper in EMEA. And I don't think it really played out like that. I mean, he was like, I think fine would be the best way of saying it. Like, I don't think he was particularly impressive. Do you think he's going to be able to keep up this level? Like, or is this going to be a scenario where he's just had a really hot start? Like, is there reason to believe that Koala is going to play a lot better now that he's back in Americas or something?
I think he can't keep up this level, but he'll still play like a lot higher than TMV's putting him with a 6.5 in VFL.
Did you get him?
Of course I got him. Yeah.
Oh, well, fair enough. Then.
He's currently sitting on 26
most people
points.
Didn't. That's the point, Sliggy. Most people didn't. Yeah, I'm gonna underrate people.
Yeah.
Most
But that's what I'm
people
saying.
didn't
He's gonna play better than most people think he'll play. But but to keep this level up here, I doubt it. Dude, some of the stuff he's doing is crazy.
He's hitting all the easy shots. He's also hitting the insane, decent amount of the insane shots as well.
But he should play kind of well just because a lot of the setups and him playing chamber as well is made for him to do this stuff. So it will be good.
Is there something to be said about the fact that he's been able to get the op online because they're winning so many of these pistol rounds as well? Like, surely that is boosting their economy massively as well.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be able to keep that up. Yeah, nobody can ever keep up winning this many pistol rounds. Doesn't matter how good you are. There's just way too much variance in them.
But they lost double pistol against Sen, right, on Breeze. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so as well. Because I remember being like, damn, they did this without winning a pistol as well, which was like unproven for them because obviously they won their first game with pistols.
Yeah, and there was times in this game where it was like it was mentioned on the commentary, like it was just like oppressive, like attack hopping, like just feeling oppressive at times as well, like because you're not jump peeking, you can't see anything. Koala's gonna kill you either way. I mean, it's just such a nice surprise. I mean, because like the rest of Americas, like if we were picking the teams who were going to win, I'm sure pretty much everyone picked the same 4 teams to win those second batch of games. 3 of them went the way that we expected. So to this just come out of nowhere, I think was so cool. And I went back this morning and just quickly watched kind of that Sen split game back, and get to Sen in a second, and they made some horrific mistakes. But there are quite a few rounds in there where you're like, Furia just look very solid. Like people are just making the right decisions. It's clear they've got a plan. They know what they're like. It looks like they know what they're doing, right? Like you can see like oh, this happens, we do this. Like they've got that kind of down. So yeah, that was a big thing for me of like this just looks like a fairly solid team. And like you say, Sliggy, the interview with the EU after was like it felt like Liz was trying to push some expectations on EU, and he was like, nope,
having none of it.
We got no expectations on us. We're just chilling. We're just having a good time. We're enjoying it.
Yeah, when I interviewed him on after the first opening match, just saying like, now you're gonna face Sentinels, how do you feel? It was the same feeling, and it was like it's a genuine, we have no expectations, we're taking it one step at a time, and but you can also tell that he's happy that they're proving themselves with these games. So I just feel like it's also really good for EU because we know how good he is. He's such an insane player, and maybe this is a team that can allow him to, show himself a little bit more and like shine a little bit more.
Let's talk about their opponent, though, Sentinels, in that second game, because I think also that was a pretty big underperformance from Sen too. They didn't look as good as they did in the off season, I think. But they also looked like they got, I think, surprised by Furia too. They were playing slower, and they seem to be playing more aimlessly than Furia are, which is not a good sign when
you don't like aimless Valorant.
I don't like aimless Valorant. I don't mean aimless in the in like the punny sense of they can't aim either. I mean like, I'm watching them play on Breeze, and they've got an elbow to mid default that they are very, clearly very well rehearsed. But then as soon as they go towards one of the sites, they look a bit lost. On split, their 1-3-1s looked like they were not anticipating the way that Furia was going to fight them around the map at all. It did look concerning, I think.
Yeah, my biggest takeaway is when they're like playing the double duelist. Was it Furia played double duelist as well on split, and then you
Yeah.
got to see like the side by side of double duelists of like one team that just fully sends it with double duelists with like a fade setting them up, and then the other one where it's just like I'm trying to remember who was just stuck on site, whether it was Redux or Narrate, just like stuck on A site all the time, and then they would like
Yeah.
pinch through heaven and they were
There's
stuck on the choke.
if we can get up round, I think it's round 8 of split, because this is a prime example where like Narrate's waylay. I mean, we've seen some good waylay, I would say. Some good waylay in double
Yeah.
duelist and some good waylay in solo duelist. But Narrate on this waylay, like he's popping his recall. I'm pretty sure. Do they have a Yoru ult this round? Yeah, they do. So this is the one where they Yoru ult later in this round, and somehow you've Yoru ulted and no one else touches the site. Like how does, and he comes out of his Yoru ult, no, so he's using his waylay recall here, right? Before they're ready to do anything, he doesn't move. His recall's gone. That's just gone there. And then I think because he does that, when they go for this Yoru ult onto the site, you know, normally you would expect waylay dashes in, saturates, recalls out, Yoru kills them, right? Free kill on site, which they should have here. But instead, I don't know if it's because he's used his recall there and now doesn't have it. But watch, we're going to Yoru ult into the site, and no one else touches the site. He doesn't. Our waylay doesn't go onto the site with a Yoru ult, and then we end up with Redux dying here in a second, and no one else. And then the 3 others just sitting there.
This round to me looks like psychological damage from Koala Noob as well. Like when he gets the first kill, and then does he hit his TP? I think I might be wrong. But
I know the round you're speaking of where he.
No, I
TP'd.
mean literally at the beginning of this round though.
Oh,
like
okay.
at the beginning of this round, he got a pick instantly onto Caillou, right?
Yeah.
And then does he pop his teleport afterwards? Because I think, yeah, he does. So they hear that TP noise, and I think that's why Narrate is playing like cowardly over towards A. It's because he's thinking that he's on the A line, and so he's now. I think it's just it's not having enough ideas of how to deal with an oppressive opper. And they're 6-1 down, and they're just like they've got the fear in their bones. They're just like, well, we've already lost one, and like he's around the corner, he's around the corner. You're just like seeing ghosts in the wall at that point.
Yeah, no, I do agree. I think like the main issue, if you were just going to sum it up quick, was it just didn't look like a double dive comp. Like it just looked like one all the time over towards the site. And I don't know if that's because of the no scan initiator that they seem to be trying to push. Where they went for a Sky on Breeze and then Teo on Split. I don't know if it's because of that or whether I'm just not like fearlessly seeing a duelist send it in when I need to see them send it in. I haven't like seen enough to be able to fully diagnose like where my fault is, but it's just like you're not sending it in. That's like the main problem.
It felt like it was a mix of both where I mean, you just have to rely on these 2 duelists going in, and they could never do. I think it was like 4 rounds in a row of Koala Noob B side getting the opening every single time. So I mean that plays a lot to how I feel like confident Narrate needs to get these entries going, because if it's not him, they cannot get into site. I mean that's what they were struggling with the most, and part of it is that how they want to approach it, how aggressive he's going to be as well. And also the other part I feel like is not only that, but you also don't have a scan initiator that can make that job a little bit easier for them to be a bit more confident as they're trying to hit sides. It's just I think it's a mix of everything. I also think it was a bit unfortunate for some of the things that played out for Sen, because I feel like 9 out of 10 times on Breeze, or honestly in any map, you have Redux on an op and he's going to own with the op as well. But it was just not happening. Nothing that he was trying to do was working out. He was also sometimes having like just playing completely by himself, same as Narrate on the other side. But I think it just kind of a day where everything went wrong, and on top of that, they didn't have a good game plan to, if things are going wrong individually, for them to come back in any sort of way.
Can I also just say, I do just want to quickly bring this up. This is almost impossible to have 8 deaths in a 24-round game.
No, it's not.
I know he
isn't it?
saved a lot, and I know a lot of
Yeah.
situations that he was correct to save. They were a lot of
Yeah.
save situations, but it is just insane to end up in that spot. Like, think about that. So you've saved on 5 of the rounds that you've lost, and you haven't died once in a round that you've won.
Yeah, it's actually
that's
a bad,
impossible.
like it's actually a bad thing though. This is where it circles back around to being like, it's because Sen have bad theory on their defense side on Breeze, in my opinion. Like John spent the majority of this game sat at back pyramid while Narrate is solo fighting A main, and John's job is just to be like jiggle peeking double doors and then play to fall back. But they're never taking on defense. You're supposed to go and take a fight here and then go and pick up a timing over there. You don't just sit in static positions around the map. Like that is not in any way how tier 1 defenses are usually supposed to be played. And they ran basically the same defensive setup the whole time, where John is sat back pyramid and then Narrate is pushed up at playing alone at A main. And there's no variation in terms of how they're playing it. There's no, let's push this area, let's make sure we dominate this space. Now let's go back and pick up this. I think their theory was bad and also led to John just being in a spot where like he can get kills, but he can't really affect the round outcome unless it exactly goes towards him in double doors. And so you're just kind of wasting the pick. Like if you compare it to the way that Ethan was playing, yeah, I mean, here's an example. I don't know whether they do this exact thing this round, but I think they do.
There's one round where Narrate just sends it on his own and dies.
Oh, well, that one was
Oh,
fucking crazy.
That one
yeah.
was
That
crazy.
was
I mean, that was,
insane.
yeah, it looked a bit desperate at that point.
Just
But-
had a-
But if you compare it to the way that NRG play with Ethan and how he's playing the Astra, he's picking up B a lot of the time for them and being an anchor player there. And it frees up other bodies around the map in a way that is a lot better for their overall macro defense, I think. So, yeah, I guess are they gonna send it in here? Again, it's just so, John's just literally just like
Watching.
solo.
yeah, he's just watching at this point, right? Like the KD is fantastic, but his job has been misallocated here, in my opinion. And the theory is bad on their defense and their attack side, in my opinion. And I think that's really concerning because it's a bit like what you saw from Loud, where that stuff is actually pretty fundamental to the way that you guys are thinking about the game.
But also, like, you bring up a good point for why they're playing these comps as well. Like, if I'm playing a Sky instead of a Sova here, I need to see you fighting together with the Sky, like with the dog, with the flash, then you can Yoro TP back to the other side, stuff like that. Like, I need to, if you're not playing Scan Initiator, I need to see you fighting together like this instead of it just being individual.
Yeah.
It can't just be like so spread out. It doesn't really make the greatest sense.
And
of
I think
why we're doing it.
there was one round. It was a elbow. It was the Sky and the Neon going for the play together. They send a dog. It gets 2 players. Narrate goes, dashes in, and immediately gets shut down because it was both of them already waiting after seeing the dog. So even if they were trying to have this, which it didn't even happen that much, especially in the defense. Even if they were trying to have those moments, it just honestly wasn't working out at all. It was not enough, and it was also the other side completely expecting how they were going to play it.
As it turns out, FURIA just had some really good theory by copying what Gen.G were incredible at back in the day on Breeze. Like, they didn't reinvent the wheel and they look really good right at the start. So yeah, I think it's a bit concerning for Sentinels overall, but we'll see how we feel about them moving forwards once we get onto predictions and stuff. Let's talk Lev. Let's move on to another team that I think we had higher expectations for than they actually showcased. But in terms of their situation, it is more difficult for them, right? Because they're playing with Neon they're playing with PXS instead of Neon, which also means that PXS is picking up, like, he played Viper for them on map 1, where Neon would usually be playing the duelist. And then, he played Chamber for them, which makes a bit more sense, but it is also changing Sadow's role around too. Because Sadow would not normally be playing the Neon map 1, he'd be playing the Waylay. And Spike would, it does shift quite a lot of things around. I was really struggling to get like an idea about this team when they're not playing with their full 5, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, some rounds were so slow. Oh my god. And I know there's some teams that play slow, but it was driving me insane, and it was giving me
Don't watch
throwbacks
the
to
MEA.
Onur, like a few years ago. That was a little bit of the same. I think the last round as well. They lost to
The
time.
time, yeah.
I can't.
But it's because they're like, because Honor's like very fundamental driven, and he always has been, like when he's coaching teams. But they will, so they like get a pick or something happens, they will always hold. But I would say they probably hold for like maybe 15 seconds longer than other teams for a reaction, and it does work for sure. But once teams start realizing you're doing that, they then just wait, save all their util, and then when you try hit them, like you're gonna get wrecked. So it's been a thing with Honor teams that after a couple of demos, because they have to play in one set way, it becomes kind of easy to anti-strat them, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I think he definitely needs to look at that in the future, because I remember watching that game thinking, they're gonna eventually lose to time, because it's just the same thing over and over again that you know that 100 Thieves are gonna learn. But overall, I felt pretty good about them, to be honest. They just, like, if they cleaned up their, dude, I've never seen a team win so many pistols and lose the next round.
That was so strange.
Yeah.
It was
Insane.
they win 5 pistols and lost 3 of the next rounds. At one point, it was 3 out of 4. I remember that.
I think it might have been more than that, but
I know, it's just like how they were getting
Lost-
ecoed
It was
so many
4
times.
out of 5.
it was 4
Yeah,
out of
4
5.
out of 5 in the end.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
That's unheard of.
So they
We've
won
actually- I don't
5
think
out
we've
of
seen
6
that in Valorant.
pistols, and then
Yeah,
they
yeah.
only continued.
We
one
never
seen
seen
that.
that. I'm telling you, we've never seen that. So if they actually cleaned like that up, dude, they'd be in a pretty good spot.
And it
Like
was-
against 100 Thieves that we've seen has been pretty legit as well.
That was devastating for them as well. I mean, that is the primary reason I think that they ended up losing on bind, was because they lost that second
For
round.
sure.
Because you just get completely alt snowballed against a team that knows what they're doing. And credit to 100 Thieves for knowing what they're doing. But
They're-
like, you know, you've put yourself in this situation where you can't really affect whether or not you are going to get snowballed.
Yeah, yeah. It's you got to get, especially in tier 1, man, you're gonna get punished so hard. And I think 100 Thieves have actually probably proven that they're maybe even one of the best that I've seen at making sure they min max, get those ults online, and they can snowball. And the bind was just like the best example of that. So you can't be doing this stuff, not this many times. I can accept like 1,
Could you
maybe 2, but 4.
Do you know what it was? Like
Go on.
in my head. Well, no, I'm asking you a genuine question. It's not
I
rhetorical,
wasn't paying
'cause
enough attention to like.
I think some of it was just that Cryo was hitting some godly shots with his headhunter, because you're running into
Could
a
be.
chamber player who's got like, you know, he was on fire in these games. But I don't know whether that was all of it, to be honest with you. I have a real diagnosis though for why it happens so often.
Yeah, I would have to look back at all 4 of them and try and see. But yeah, I haven't done it. But I mean, something's going wrong. Like normally it can be like 1 or 2 is like down to good shots. 4, I can't believe that something is not fundamentally like wrong with how they're playing setup wise.
Yeah.
I think the problem for them going forward is when they get Neon. I don't know. Maybe this is just an expectation thing of like what you think of this team, because it's like a young, energetic team. But that slowness that Dryad talked about, like, I think it might actually work somewhat when PXS is there, because as a VFL PXS owner, I was, you know, in watching him closely, like he was like quite a passive player. Like he when he was playing the chamber, for instance, you know, he was just kind of like, you know, holding his line, not you know going too aggressive or anything.
Very passive.
Yeah, which, you know, maybe that's how they want to play. But when they get Neon in there as well, I like, you know, what I want to see from this team is, you know, Sato and Neon are fucking flying in and going crazy and, you know, doing crazy things and just doming everyone, right? That's like what I'm dreaming of in my head for like this, how this team is going to work and be good. So I am a bit, like you say, Sliggy, if we just stick to like, get a kill, 40 seconds of nothing. Wait there.
I can't.
Guys, let's go B. We got 15 seconds left. Shit.
We got 50
Spikes down.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm worried that like that might not suit.
Yeah.
Again, when I think of Sato of last year, I think fucking mental
Yeah.
player who just goes in and fucks everyone.
Like I feel like we're all hoping that when Neon comes in and plays, they're like it's going to change completely. They're gonna have a lot more.
But my worry
fast
is its
rounds.
owner and it's not.
No, but
It's
they-
like
they-
definitely
he
I
has-
don't
not.
know.
old like
Yeah.
old like 2022 would it be 2021 2022 crew did used to send it a lot, so he's definitely got it in him.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Giving
But
me-
it's
you're
more
giving me
like
some cope.
it's more like 2023 Lev
Yeah,
when they were
that's
like
what I'm thinking
the
of.
slow
Mhm.
guys. Yeah, but he has historically done stuff like fast in the past, so it's there.
Yeah.
let's see what
I
happens.
really hope, and it reminds me a little bit of something that in the first year that Jogman was part of G2, that like G2 and Valiant was talking about how even though they had this structure down and they were this really slow team that people didn't like, what they liked about having Jogman as well is that sometimes he just wanted to send it and it added an extra layer to their playstyle. So I'm really hoping that Neon is going to do that, but also he's such a young player. I don't know if he's going to be, that comfortable, telling the team, let's run it down. I want to go in, especially because of the pressure that he has. Everybody's hyping him up as, the best player that we're going to have in a while. So,
Or the
I mean-
bad case is he goes running in and King's like, no, it's 38 seconds, not 35. We got 3 more seconds to hold. And he's just out on his own and dies.
but also to be fair, I know that Onur has changed a bit, and he's talked about it, about when they have to change the ideas. Because when he was coaching Lev in that first year of VCT, he never changed the way that they wanted to approach the maps. Even if they were counter, even if whatever was happening, they were keeping the same. So I think now he knows that if things are going wrong, if people are starting to realize how slow they like to play, how they can punish it, I think he will be more willing to adjust.
One of the funniest interviews of all time, asking Owner about anti-stratton, and he's like, I don't believe in anti-stratton.
Yeah, oh my god.
But that was many, many years ago.
I forgot.
Many years ago. Let's move on to their opponents, though. Let's talk 100 Thieves here, because I think there was a lot of impressive stuff to look at in that opening game. And they've had some pretty tough matches, to be honest with you. Like playing against a Lev team that we thought had a lot of potential and a lot of talent, and then going up against G2. And I think 100 Thieves have come out of it looking solid. Like there is good reason to be hopeful as 100 Thieves fans. You are allowed to let hope into your heart again.
You're doing that to
Yeah.
them?
I think it's probably the most valid it's been for a long time, to be honest.
And that fan base is so doomer. Like they hate to believe. It's like the opposite of the Sen fan base, where the Sen fan base, even if they're shit, will just be like, how dare you say anything bad about our team? 100 Thieves are like, I mean, is it safe for me to have a glimmer of hope? No, we're probably gonna lose.
This is
It's so fucking doomer.
this is such a nice example of just having coaches. Like this is why I like Valorant, because coaches and like IGLs, even if you're not mechanically the best, you can outsmart a lot of teams and just you can have such good impact as a coach. In CS, it's just like small margins. As the game goes on, it will be like smaller and smaller margins. Like the second game against G2, so 100 Thieves go against Lev. Their fast ban is Corrode. They know they're playing up against Lev with stand-in. They know that they should be able to win that. They got a pretty good bind that maybe they were going to pick that Lev actually picked for them. So they win that, and then they go up against G2. G2 obviously have seen that they've banned Corrode before, and they're a pretty good Corrode team. They go, sure, we'll pick Corrode. And obviously because they're picking Corrode, 100 Thieves get to start on defense, and they just use like the ultimate defense comp. First time theory's good enough that it's gonna win. And this is why this game is so fun to watch, because they just completely own them with this. This is just a complete masterclass of just coach impact. Like there's no team in the world that would have gone up against 100 Thieves first time and win this. Like you would just lose.
Genuinely, this attack half, it got to like 5-1, I think, and I was like, this is gonna be an 11-1. Like this is they don't have an answer. They don't have any answer. Like there was just nothing for them to do. It's like
After
no
they
matter
took the-
what, they play slow. Oh, sage wall at 40 seconds. You can't go there. It's fucking over. You try and bait out the sage stuff. Oh, actually, turns out they got an op there instead, and they've killed you. And it's like, oh shit. Like no matter what. And then well, let's try and exec now. Oh, Vito's just counted literally fucking 4 abilities, and we're just running in basically dry. It was like I don't know. It was like, what the fuck do you do? Like exactly you said. So like first time playing against that in the moment, Josh is taking double timeouts. Doesn't fucking matter. They get rolled on the next rounds anyway. It's like it just there was no answer. And I think particularly for G2's comp, it was perhaps even more so the case. Like the solo Yoru against this, you know, I think is always going to be a bit of a struggle. But yeah, it was just fucking good luck. Good fucking luck.
I'm really enjoying the coaching from 100 Thieves already, because I think this was right after the first tag timeout, and they change up what they're doing entirely. Like Asana's been picking that mid-round timing, like you said, to go and wall over towards B, and this round they're like, right, we're gonna change it up. We're gonna put Bang on top of the wall over here, and I think it did psychic damage to G2 because they're over here towards B main, like waiting for the wall to come out the whole round. The whole round. They're like, where the fuck is this thing? We gotta break it, but it's not here. It's so funny.
It's actually like a really good demo. I think both of I think also the split game was like a good demo for G2 to watch, because they're not actually the best at dealing with the Sage wall. A lot of times where they like have a big tell that they only like shoot like one hole in the wall when they're trying to like fake the pressure there, but then when they go, they want to shoot double wall. Like they got to make sure they shoot double wall each time, else it just looks like it's so obvious that they're not going to go there. But they definitely struggled against the Sage, and I agree. I think that the coaches did great, but I just think Vora did really well. Like every time, there was once where they went for like a 1-3-1, which was I was asking for ages, and then they actually like got the mid control, and then next round I saw 100 Thieves without a timeout instantly like have a punish for over towards middle. So they were just like, oh, they realized that they can get mid now we got to punish it instantly. So as soon as as soon as they're kind of working up the next stage of how, oh, we got this, now we can do this, like they're just shutting it down straight away. And it was just man, I loved watching this. And I think as well, just as a general, like Timotino on the Waylay is probably like such a good study for other teams. You have the best bit of util in the game right now, which is the saturate, and they are probably the best at using the saturate, I would say. Making sure they can capitalize off that. If you do like a head-to-head comparison of Timotino against other Waylays, I would say he's probably at the top. Maybe there's a few others, like obviously DRX at Champs did good stuff as well. But I think they are really getting the most out of an agent and making it look busted. Like I watch 100 Thieves play Waylay, and I'm just like, I need the saturate to get nerfed. Like I need it to get nerfed because they're way too good with it. So it's such a good study for other teams to look at. And again,
I'll tell you what though.
Just shout out to the coaches for just getting them to such a good level, doing the mind games and realizing like this is such a good bit of util, this is how we use it. And they've gone against the meta and gone solo Waylay, which is in itself impressive. So
well, I don't know. I mean, that might be the meta moving forwards as well. Maybe it's not like every team's been playing it, but when you watch G2 play it as well, like it's clearly got a lot of legs. And I think G2, to give credit to them, really did understand that Waylay versus Waylay interaction on Split. They knew what Timo was going for a lot of the time, and were like jumping onto him as he was going for the refract and stuff. Like I think they've got some pretty good understanding of it.
And on bind as well. Like G2's game plan going in wasn't too bad at all. You put they default over towards long, they put the chamber there, and they just go 1-for-1 with util. They know that a chamber TP against the best ability into the game is a trade that works out best for them.
But that is impressive that 100 Thieves were able to do so well in the maps against a really competent team there.
I actually felt bad for 100 Thieves on the last map because, like, I mean, this is talking about G2 a bit, but obviously Leaf's performance was just so outrageous. I mean, there was multiple rounds where 100 Thieves were like in good positions to win. They ended up losing a 10-2 half. And I came away thinking like that was a, fairly even half, apart from like one player just decided,
Leaf had not gone supernova.
You've got no fucking chance. And I just felt a bit bad for them because just well, what are you gonna do?
It was crazy. It was 3 buy rounds in a row, 3K, 4K, 5K from Leaf. What you meant to
do? That's a GG.
That's a GG.
You got to eco after all of them. Nuts.
So something that we are doing new this year, which Kurt has been wonderful enough to set up, but we are partnering with Sage Datwin, who does really good interviews with a bunch of people, including being live in Americas. And Sage is going to ask at the end of his normal interviews some questions on behalf of Plat Chat as well, for us to have an exclusive insight into some of these teams throughout 2026.
We made it to the big time.
Exactly. We're now doing live exclusive reporting here on Plat Chat. So 100 Thieves are one of the teams that we got to speak to. So we have a couple, like obviously not a big long interview, but just a couple of questions with Bang, and then a couple of questions with Dino. So yeah, let's jump into it and see what we're up to. Should we hear from Bang first?
Jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Seijitsuan asking questions for Plat Chat. Still trying to figure out the exact terms behind that, but I'm here with 100 Thieves, Bang, back on 100 Thieves after his time with Sentinels. So first off, you know, you had been in the 100 Thieves infrastructure for quite some time. What's the team like internally now compared to 2024? Because it does seem a lot different with, you know, new coaching staff and IGL.
I think it is completely different. Different IGL, obviously different coaching staff, like you said. So it's just completely different systems and different things that are valued in the game. Like I think the 2024 year, there were certain things that were super valued, and we all worked on every day of practice. But it's not as much of an issue not much of an issue. It's not as super. We don't focus on it as hard with this roster. Trying not to go too deep into it, but basically, I think there's just a different set of like basically just a whole different outlook on the game. Like I said before, things are the same. Some things are the same. Actually, this is a different thing, right? This is yeah. I shouldn't even say that. But anyway, it's completely different. That's the best way to describe it. Every team is going to be different when you have a different IGL and different coaching staff. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's all cool. I know it's a bit confusing. We're still figuring out the process.
Yeah.
Second question is reuniting with Asuna and Cryo. How have they grown, from that year away from them? Are there specific noticeable things that you see that they're just how they maybe carry themselves differently in game or even out of game?
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like for me, they haven't changed one bit since when I played with them. I'm not saying that they haven't gotten better. I feel like they've individually, I feel like every year, to be honest, players individually get better and they try to strive to be better. I think, I feel like both of them have basically upgraded versions of themselves when I'm playing with them. But honestly, they're the same people that I've known for ages, and they play the same way. They a lot of their tendencies are obviously the exact same, so it feels like kind of slotting into a system that I've already been in. So it makes it really comfortable for me.
Awesome, Bang. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, there we go.
Oh.
Leaked.
Something that I interviewed Bang for the first match, and something that he said as well is that what he likes about this system, and one of the reasons why it feels so good, is because you have these young players that bring a completely different vibe to the team that he never really had before. Just like keeping the energy up, always like being positive, always like making jokes, and that is something that he never experienced. That adds a lot. So I feel like, it does feel like a refresh 100 Thieves compared to the past couple of years because of that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that first question too, because I feel like the style has just changed enormously for 100 Thieves. And they talked about it a little bit in the press conference, where they said that the quote that Asuna used was, "We're not playing the Paper X style anymore," which I thought was a very...
Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm not sure how many people would have noticed they were playing the Paper X style, but definitely they were trying to play like brawly team fighty kind of stuff. But I think that's... Is it insulting to Paper X to say that they were trying to play the Paper X style last year? I think a little bit.
Maybe. I didn't see it. Personally, I wouldn't have made the connection. I'm not going to lie.
But yeah, they were playing like very brawly, right? Like when you saw them play Bind before, they would do like 4 or 5 person hits down short.
They would
start
fight.
Round.
Yeah, they would
and
fight.
And like on
a lot.
defense, they're like hard fighting a lot on defense as well last year. And this was totally different, like so different, which I think is super cool because you still have 3 of the same players from that 2024 roster, but they're just playing in vastly different ways in terms of how they're approaching the game because they've got different coaches, different IGL, which I think it's sick. I think it's something new to look forward to if you're a 100 Thieves fan.
Yeah.
All I'm thinking about is getting member questions to these players and just getting the members to ask some
that's a pretty good idea,
stuff.
yeah.
Like, you know,
The players are gonna
you're
love
trapped in a
that.
room with one of your teammates and there's a massive red button to kill them. Who would you least think would press the button to kill you?
Or maybe we did ask that to Timotino. We didn't,
let's see.
by the way. We didn't. But should we?
Spoiler.
Yeah, we can hear from Timo. as well.
Everyone, Seijitsuan on behalf of Plat Chat. So I'm here with 100 Thieves Timotino after their series against G2 Esports. So I just got a couple questions for you, primarily from Sideshow again. So, he wanted to ask you who's the Sage
Absolutely
commander
no need.
in 100 Thieves
Absolutely
specifically,
no need.
because you're playing Sage on TSM.
Yeah.
Is that something that was specifically MBS driven, or is that something that you're like, this is kind of something that I want to start trying out. I feel like it could be good.
NBS is the Sage lover. He's always loved Sage. He tried to implement it on a bunch of comps on TSM and 100 Thieves. I mean, at the beginning, to be honest, I wasn't super on the hype train of Sage. Like, we tried it on TSM, some comps didn't work, but with time, it slowly grew on me, and I can't lie, I'm now part of the Sage train. I think the agent is really good and really strong on a bunch of maps, and it can be used it just makes the game simple, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I mean, Sage is great. It's my name too. So, so then the second question that they had, the final one, is it was related to what we talked about in our interview, but it was more so, it's clear that this team has potential. This easily could have been a 2-0. They just want to know what could have been done differently to win on Bind.
I feel like, personally, I let myself be pressured by the operator, that the pressure of the operator way too much on both defense and attack. I feel like I didn't get to play my game as much because I'm usually someone that loves contacting, that loves taking his fights. And whenever there's an operator on the map and you just have no idea, every single round there's an op and you have no idea where it is, it's kind of hard to have the confidence to just peek people and do what I usually do. So it was really about it was really hard for me to just play my own game. And as a whole, as a team, I feel like we were kind of repeating a little bit. We were doing things that were predictable, and at the end they caught onto that, and they punished us for it. So I feel like on Bind, if I was to play it again, I would definitely just do more mistakes. I would just do more things. I would just be more aggressive, more aggro, and just not let the op just be a in my ass, for example, to be honest.
Awesome, Tim. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay, he's a good interview, man. He's a good interview.
Yeah,
that's good to hear. Yeah, I was wondering who the Sage guy was. I assumed it was NBS, but
Yeah,
Oh, no,
man.
it's definitely
Yeah,
MBS.
From-
I could've told you that.
From the
100%.
beginning of the game,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
Sage believer. It's good in the current meta, especially if Waylay Yoru is pretty prevalent. It's very easy to shut down the choke, and the Waylay goes in to stop everything, right? You need someone crazy to go through the choke. If there's a Sage slow there, you're owning them. If you're playing against double controller, also something that's pretty common, you can block off a lot of the Viper wall stuff. So there's no passive pressure. Slow kind of lasts for the same time a wall does now as well, and you can boost up over the smokes. So it's a really good spot at the moment, especially if your players know how to use it and mix it up. It's it's a slept on agent, man. I'm on board.
And just the time changes with initiators. If you use a dart, start the round, and wait 60 seconds, well, there's 40 seconds left now. So if your Sage puts up that wall at that exact time, I feel like in general, even if we went to a different meta with double initiator, if the game slows down a bit to getting used to 40-second execs, well, the Sage is perfect for that because you can just wall it off at the perfect time.
I wanted to take what he was talking about in terms of the op and throw it into talking about G2 again, because the Bind game where they were playing op v op so much was mad interesting. So if you look at it from G2's perspective, they knew that Cryo was a phenom on this map. I mean, you're really familiar with the guy. You've also just seen him drop 311 ACS or something against Leviathan on this map as well. But Baby Bay kind of dominated him at the beginning of this game. And then when the side swapped, the attacking op almost always had the advantage. They just had the read on everywhere that the defensive op wanted to go. It does feel oppressive when you're watching that chamber v chamber battle happen. It feels like there's so many sightlines that you're just not allowed to look at all on defense, especially.
Yeah, dude, it was so fun. It was so fun beginning of this game because I was like, man, we get to see the Cryo Baby Bay duel. That's so sick. And then it was at one point in the beginning, we were keeping score. It's 3-0 to Baby Bay, and I'm
Baby
man,
Bay's popping off at the start,
different. He's different. I think he was the difference maker in this one. This is a really close game, man. Definitely a lot of those kills, a lot of those picks happened. But yeah, you can definitely see what Tim was talking about. It is a nightmare, man. Chamber's hard to play against. You just, as soon as you know that op is out and you got to be a lot smarter with your util these days. So it becomes a lot harder to kind of push him off and work out where he is, especially when people are pretty good with him now.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, just thinking in general, FURIA Alim in the press conference was saying that he thinks the meta at the moment is a scope meta, which I don't think I've ever heard anyone say before. But basically, he was like, you just get the outlaw and the op-up as quickly as you can, and it's a nightmare to play against because, I mean, presumably, though he didn't go into it, because of the reduction in overall utility, just really difficult to deal with those kind of players currently. And you can see why he would believe that with Koala Noob on his team, and you can see that for 100 Thieves and G2, they seem to be opted into a similar kind of thing as well. It's been a while since we've been in an op-dominated game, I think.
Yeah, and we've got so much less util
Probably
now.
not since the last chamber match, I guess.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
like 2022. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what we spoke about when we said the changes were coming in. Like this is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to go down. You got so much less util that it's easier to predict as well. Especially once you see one bit of util go on the other side of the map, you kind of know you're free to take the space as well. It becomes so hard for these teams to deal with it. But it's fun when they're both playing chamber. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like
it was cool
the
to
head to
watch.
head is awesome, man. It really is. But yeah, we I mean, I felt like we pretty much called that. That was where it was going. Especially with the outlaw, there's a lot of teams at the moment that yeah, there's a lot of teams at the
Every time he
moment.
gets a kill, it's like just like takes a moment to just like shout
wave
the
at
stage.
them.
I
Yeah.
like when he got the opening and he just stands up, like right as the round begins.
Yeah.
And like, yo, they're playing the round.
Yeah. He might just die one time, just like
I-
wave into
It's so
someone.
funny.
I
just
think they
sticks
lost
on
that
the
round.
corner.
I think they lost that round where he was waving like mid-round, but
Yeah.
I don't care. Honestly, I don't care.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Nah, he was also playing the like Viper very intelligently too. He
Mhm.
was playing very heavy to not get punished. Like he's got a good understanding of how the flow of the like meta works at the top level now, having been playing with G2 for months and months at this point. Obviously, this wasn't the greatest example, but the split was good. Yeah, I mean, he's at the bottom of the scoreboard, but like when you actually look at the way that he was playing to just like control A main on their attack sides and give them those options, like just playing his life a lot of the time as well on the A side of the map. But yeah, this game was. Should we talk about Leaf? This game was
Just a
Leaf.
leaf. It's just a leaf
Got the
takeover,
ace.
man.
Dude,
And the
what
thing is,
the
it's
fuck?
it's a lot of kills and it's a lot of impact. It like sure you get a lot of these kills a lot of the time and you're just like, oh yeah, this guy farmed, and you don't really notice it. 3 buy rounds, bro, in a row, 3K, 4K, 5K. That's the whole half done. That's the whole half done, man. And I think they won pistol as well. Like that on top of it, it's just like, dude, what are you meant to do here? You just can't do anything. And yeah, I mean, we've already got one of the contenders of clip of the year with the ace.
Yeah,
It was really good, man.
yeah. It's astonishing, actually. Like Leaf was so good at providing that like help for his A players as well. In this round, he's just got
The thing,
himself tucked
it's like
into
an
the
ace in a
corner.
round they're going to lose as well. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's,
If he doesn't do that, they're definitely lost.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's crazy. It's absolutely
it's
insane.
sick.
His
So
aim on the final 3 are just ridiculous.
Yeah. This Viper all a little bit closer as well is kind of interesting because no matter what, even if they get past the first layer, you got 2 people at the back that can kind of clean up the low HPs. They're incentivized to go around just this one path, and they gotta crossfire with it. The guy at elbow, it's pretty cool from them. But dude, that fourth, fifth shot is just.
Yeah. Very, very strong.
And he doesn't react. He
Even,
doesn't
yeah,
react
everyone
much,
knew.
man.
Yeah.
That's a big reaction from him.
I mean, it's a nasty clip, isn't it?
Oh,
Like that's got to
it's
be
up
one of the
there.
best that Leafs hit, and he's been hitting clips for years. 5 years, Leafs been putting up.
Yeah.
I was looking at this. Just when I was prepping for this game, I was looking at stage 1 last year. Leaf was the highest killing player on G2, which is from the Sentinel position, like exceptionally impressive, right? Especially when you consider that Trent was playing like Broken Tejo at the time as well. So like the kill order at the time in stage 1 was Leaf got the most, and then Jorg, and then Trent, and then it was Valen, and then it was Jonah P. And then in this off season, Trent was getting the least portion of the kills, and then Leaf was getting the next least. So it was like it was Jorg at the top, then Valen, then Baby Bay, and then Leaf and Trent towards the bottom, which is more. That's more how teams would tend to work. Is that your initiator pair, if you are playing a lot of double initiator, would tend to be the lower fragging players on your team because they're more often going to be supporting. But do you think this guy is going to follow the trend of what he did in the off season where he was more supportive, or the trend of what he did in this game where he fucking took over?
I mean, he's just gonna take over, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is
he's gonna
Leaf, I
take
mean.
over.
Well, I would say it depends. I would say it probably depends on who they're playing. Like if Jorgmo goes in and kills everyone first, then maybe he won't have the chance.
But I
But if
think
Jorgmo's
Right.
having a bit of a struggle a game, then
Sure.
yeah, he's just gonna fucking clean up and farm.
they're very solo duelist based, which normally means that the backup has to frag heavier, and the duelist normally ends up just being sacrificial, kind of 1-for-1 vibes, and not the craziest stance. So I think he's set up to be in that position to have crazy games.
And how did you feel about G2 overall? Like, if we're comparing the big three that we were looking at coming into the season, NRG, MIBR, and G2, what was your
Good.
thoughts about G2 compared to the other two?
Up there with them, maybe closer to MIBR than NRG. I would say NRG was definitely the most convincing.
I think they definitely had the hardest team to play.
Yeah.
And I think
sure.
again against the 100 Thieves Corrode, like, chuck it in the bin. It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Every team would have lost it.
Okay.
I feel pretty high up on them. I think I maybe feel higher up after seeing Baby Bay do so well on the Chamber on Mind.
Yeah, I really like how they were playing the attack side, especially. I feel like there's a lot of teams they're playing a little bit slow, just waiting for the reaction on the defense. But for them, what I really like about G2 is that you can clearly see what like first part, second part, third part of the round. In Spanish is like first tempo, second tempo, third tempo of the round is gonna look like. And it's very clear, and it's not just adapting to a reaction, but it's what their plan, what the game plan is, and I just feel like everybody else is kind of playing it as they go in some of those moments.
Can I ask a question to those of you who were there? We forgot to mention this, but Mitch had the greatest hate watch of all time.
Yeah.
Was Jonah
That's
P
so
secretly
funny.
there but not shown because G2 won?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I didn't.
That would be funny if he was. But I
That'd
mean,
be
we had
great.
to bring up Mitch. I mean, maybe
I can't
give
believe Mitch was
the weekly award to Mitch.
doing that.
Dude, surely he gets the weekly award for that.
I didn't see this.
You
I
did
saw
see him?
Kane. I saw Kane Zera hate watching Envy. I
didn't
didn't
see
realize
Mitch. He had
I didn't
photos
realize-
with
person?
them. He
No.
was.
Mitch against
No, not in person.
NRG.
Not in person. Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Wait, hold on. You got to explain it. Well, Mitch was.
So Mitch
there.
was watching C9 versus NRG.
There you go.
And was
He's in
fucking,
the audience.
Yeah, he was
With
fucking
the
loving life. He was
jersey-
taking
with the
pictures with
jersey
them.
on.
He was.
Oh my god.
He had
I love
a NRG jersey on.
He's on the replays cheering and stuff. When they're
Yeah,
when
and
they're
he's,
winning and
he's
shit.
going to the thing and he's going, yeah.
Oh, that's so.
You didn't
funny.
see this. This is crazy.
No, I
It was-
missed
it was
this. I missed
awesome.
this.
It was
That's
so
really
We're
good.
not
good.
hitting hard enough. We can always step it up. So funny.
That's
We were
really good.
on my stream. I was begging them to interview him during the halftime.
Oh,
see
that
what
would
he
Yeah,
said.
that would have been good.
That would have
yeah.
been incredible, actually. I mean, maybe he'll be there again. I don't know.
Yeah. God, if he turns up in a jersey of whoever C9 are playing
C9
every
are
week,
playing against.
God, that'd be absolutely
so good.
legendary. Having a quick look at the bracket before we go into pick'ems. Is it fair to say that G2 have got the easier side of the bracket by far by just being able to play against
Yeah.
Furia? Like,
Yeah.
it's not disrespectful to
stupid.
Furia, right? To say that.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's
no.
disrespectful.
Wow.
I mean, I suppose in a way it is because we are saying that they are definitely worse than these other three teams, which in a way is disrespectful. But we're just being real.
Okay.
Right.
If G2 win that game, they're guaranteed top 4, I believe. Because like the worst case scenario
Yeah.
is you
You just
lose
go to all
all
the
3 of
finals.
those games.
Yeah.
But I mean, getting top 4 would be really bad. For any-
If any team lose any 3 finals, yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah.
a rough start.
Yeah, but all right, let's get into some of our actual predictions then, because those games are ages away. I was saying this to Brent, like we have to wait another 12 days before those matches are being played, I think. So instead, the games coming up are more
go to
like
the
the beginning of the
mid-offs.
middle bracket, exactly, the mid-offs. So first mid-off is also our match of the week.
All right, can I just quickly correct? How the fuck is this the match of the week? How the fuck? Like, is it too late to change it? Is it too late to change?
No.
This should not be the match of the week.
Okay, good point.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah, this is why this isn't the match of the week. Because who the fuck is picking loud when 100 Thieves are looking good? Oh, match of the week, 100% 100 Thieves.
okay, all right, all right. I've heard your feedback. I've heard
Yeah.
your feedback. And we could potentially alter it. We'll have a look at some of the future matches and we'll see.
EG versus Sen should be
No,
match
no,
of the
no.
week.
Crew envy.
No,
Crew aren't gonna be there.
surely
Crew
it's
envy.
Lev C9, no?
Surely it's
Shut
EG
up.
Sen. You gotta test the Sen fans.
Don't
You
play
have
the
to
match
test
of the
their
week
resolve.
banner as we're discussing whether
It
You
does
gotta
sound
test
like-
the resolve of the Sen fans. Do they still believe?
Yeah, I
That
think we
is
picked
funny.
the
No.
most one-sided match for match of the week.
I do think though that this one is going to be one-sided. This should be pretty much a slam dunk. I think that Loud had a bad theory and 100 Thieves had good theory. I think the coaches are winning this game for 100 Thieves alone, to be honest with you. All right, let's do the next game then. So the next game is EG versus
The
Sentinels.
match of the week.
The test of faith
No
for
way.
Sentinels fans.
He's gone for it.
Wow, wait, a test of faith for all of us as well, actually. For audio listeners, only TMV going for Evil Geniuses. I actually think, based on how these teams played this week, we're high on Sen for what they put up. Because they're like, what they actually did in the server was not that great.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I would say that EG just pissed me off so much that I can't put him.
That was on one half of one map.
Yeah, but it can't be that.
They'll
It
ban
just
behind.
shouldn't-
It's fine.
shouldn't be
Or
like
they'll spend 30 minutes fixing it. as you
No,
said.
they will fix it. I know it's going to be better, but it's just like principle at this point.
Sen have got more to fix, I think. I mean, Sen's
Yeah,
whole,
yeah.
like,
No, Sen's fix is way longer.
yeah, they take a long
way
more
longer. No,
time
I
to
agree.
fix.
That's
I'm still stuck in the off season where Sen actually looked like they had some serious potential and they were able to get wins over other like pretty decent teams. I mean, they were beating like 100 Thieves in the off season and stuff. So, but I definitely think they can lose this game. I absolutely think they can lose this game if they
Fine,
play.
did it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, what is the win con for you for Evil Geniuses? Like, how do you see this win happening?
I mean, Sen need to. I think I agree with you. If we see a repeat performances in terms of how they played last week, I don't see how that's a massive shock to pick
No.
a team
No,
that
yeah.
you say if they play the same way,
it's like a
that
50-50
EG
really.
can definitely win
yeah.
as long as they, fix one half of one map. Like, yeah, I just think I'm basing off what we like. You're all thinking of like the Sen that you saw, but like to me, like I do think they got a lot to fix. I think there was quite a lot of
No,
I mean,
guys, that was not the real Sen. Don't worry.
that's fine.
That-
See,
that was
that's
just
the thing. I'm also wish casting the meltdown because if they lose this game, there will be a meltdown. Like
Yeah,
it's already
God,
bad
yeah.
enough.
Well,
but
yes.
it's,
Bad,
it's
yeah.
gonna fully
Losing to
melt down.
Furia and EG would be
Yeah.
an astonishing way to begin the season, wouldn't it? But also, both of these teams have nasty op players. If they were struggling with Koala Noob, they're going to be struggling with Dejazine. That is going to be a big problem for them to be able to get around, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
unless
but
he's on
also
the way,
Redux is able to play
yeah.
that op better. I think there's better chances.
yeah,
I mean, I feel like he was
How the
always
fuck do
good
you
at
guys
dealing
pick
with the
Sentinels?
outbreak.
They're gonna save every round. They're already priced in to save 8 rounds.
I mean, this is, you are selling it. Like, this is
No,
a
he's
It's
fun
done a
hard
good
game
to,
to look at.
yeah.
He's done
It's
a good one here.
It's a fun game, and I'm so tempted to
Match
join
of the
you, but
week.
It could be. Well, let's have a look at our next one.
Be-
The next
You
one
wanna
is
see the
Crew.
meltdown.
Crew against Envy. And
That's
never
That's
picked
That's
Crew.
crazy.
He's on
I
another
picked Crew.
one.
I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, it sounds
That's-
like you.
That's an unusual pick.
Well, I
They did
don't
play
remember
fairly
doing
well.
that. Yeah, no, but I wouldn't pick the. I mean, look, maybe if they get the full roster in, then maybe I've got a chance. I don't remember doing this.
I'm so fucking angry that they don't have the full roster here and we get robbed of Kesnit
Sadak?
versus Sadak.
Oh my god.
Like how dude,
Oh,
Sadak
yeah.
and less against Kesnit would have been peak, and now instead it's fucking Kesnit against like his
Gen.G.
Chilean academy
Can I
friends.
change my
Like,
wait, Dryad?
It's got no
They're not
rivalry.
making it, are they?
It's got no
Tell me they're
spice.
not gonna make it.
Crew?
Yeah, crew. They're not making it, are they?
Let me call the. Yo, let me actually go to their
Are
office.
you gonna call Trump? You're that
Well,
close.
But I mean, no, that was not what I was going. Honestly, I don't think they're making it. I don't think.
Yeah, then change my pick. Change my pick. 'Cause, one, I don't even remember doing this.
Well, then it
I think
can't
Kurt
count-
has set me up here. Classic Kurt.
That's
There you
not
go.
classic. You
This can't count
always
as a
forget
thing.
what you've gone.
This can't count as a guarantee.
It can't.
No, because
No, it
because
can't,
we
because
don't
if we
count. We don't
can't-
count the guarantees the other way around.
If we
Really.
can't change them the other way around, yeah, I'm not having it.
Yeah, don't
Put your
pose like
thumbs
that.
down.
Don't
Oh, whoa!
pose.
All of a sudden, you guys don't want to pick Envy. If crew aren't playing with their real roster, this Envy team is good enough to win. That's why you all fucking pick them.
Right.
Guarantee it.
it's-
I would have been
Yeah,
picking
fuck it.
Envy. I would have been picking
No, no.
Envy even if it was Crew's real roster.
Well, there you go. Guarantee it.
I'd be fine with guarantee, but I'm saying if I can't change my pick and when it is a guarantee, then it can't go the other way back. Dude, two-way streets. Come on.
I agree. I agree.
Oh, yeah, now what the hell's going on?
Unlucky.
Unless it was a mistake. If it was actually a mistake and TMV did go for Envy,
I
then-
thought I picked Envy.
Yeah.
I'll be real.
It was not a mistake. TMV did actually submit.
Kurt
Yeah,
set
right.
me up.
That's
Don't
crazy.
let him
That's
lie to you, Sarko.
That's crazy.
Don't let
Okay.
him lie to you.
Final game is, I think, a bit of a heater as well. It's Leviathan versus C9.
Ooh,
Okay.
Good.
Oh my god.
Good.
Right.
Good.
And for audio
Doing all right.
listeners, only Sliggy has gone for Cloud9. But I do think, though, that this one's super even. Like, I think this one's very tough to call. I went back and forth on it a lot because this version of Lev did not look super solid, and they're not going to have Neon back yet. It's still...
This is the next game.
I'll finally be able to figure out just how good C9 are.
It's not
with
the
this
next game
Yeah,
if they
that's
win.
true.
If Lev win, they still have to play another one, don't they?
Yeah, let's play one more.
It's
round
about
then.
oh, because it's
Yeah.
the same. It's the same week.
Yeah, so it's 24th,
yeah.
25th. So if they win this game, they have to play another one without Neon. But if they lose this game, they're down to the lower bracket with Neon. So
Yeah.
it is difficult for this team to get into a good position for Santiago.
But I will say
Yeah.
as well, though, if you're one of these four teams on the bottom, so Crew, Envy, Lev, Cloud9, assuming G2 beat FURIA, FURIA will go into that third middle round 3 game. So then you're looking at like a fairly winnable middle round 3 as well to get like fairly far. Whereas on the other side, it's going to be MIBR or NRG down there.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Which is
Hmm.
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
But
good
one of
point.
these four teams is going to have a decent shot of getting, pretty close to the finals.
I would be very worried for C9 if they can't beat Lev now with a stand-in. Like, if they can't beat them now, then they're in trouble, man. They're in trouble. And I gotta go. My original pick'ems, I have Lev doing a lower bracket run. And I messed up my original pick'ems last time. I had Furia being EG, but I went with EG.
Ooh.
Because I forgot.
That's
Yeah,
Um,
so I got to stick with my guns.
Do you think, though, I agree with your logic in that it would be rough for Cloud9 if they're not able to beat a weakened Leviathan. I agree with that. And that's
Yeah.
the same thing I said about 100 Thieves as well when we were looking at their game. But, that was still a 2-1 with some close score lines, to be honest. It's not like 100 Thieves blew them away. They did blow them away at the beginning of Bind and, set up these snowballs. But Lev were always sticky with it. They always, got back in it to some degree. I guess what I'm saying is I don't think Cloud9 looked as good as 100 Thieves did. And so
Yeah.
if it took a team of 100 Thieves quality to be able to put away Lev in a 2-1 game, I think C9 would have to be playing pretty well here in order to
I
beat
agree.
Lev.
Trust me, I'm not super confident in it.
Right.
And I've just gone
Oxy
for it.
can't play any worse.
The
That
zero
first-
rating, maybe.
That was only one map, man. He didn't play that
Only
badly.
one-
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
game.
That one map can't be worse.
That's very true. That's very true. What's the win con for C9 actually like getting it done? Are there like certain maps that they want to be playing and stuff? Because
Don't even know, but I need to get rid of Breeze.
yeah,
Oxy
I mean the
plays
Solar
well.
Viper Breach
That will
Breeze is a weird
Oh.
one. But they
Oxy
also
plays
got
his normal
slapped
self.
on Pearl. But is that just because it was NRG?
Yeah, I think that was just because
Yeah, that's
energy.
'cause-
I didn't feel too bad about it.
I think they're Haven and their
Will they be
Abyss both
confident to
look
pick it
pretty
though? I'm
good.
not sure.
Oh, I don't think they'll pick it after that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. This is giving match of the week to me, but
No.
no,
Fine, have it. Have it.
no. I
I
mean,
want to test the Sen fans.
I honestly, I'm down for that. If you guys are
Testing
not
the
gonna
Sen
do
fans
fans
is
because
fun.
you
The
hate me.
the Sen one could be good. Yeah.
I do like the idea of like the community, because for the match of the week, if you've forgotten how this works, because we have been in the off season for quite a while, for the match of the week, you do get to vote in our community tab for who you think is going to win, and then we look at how good you've been at predicting these games.
It'll be a true battle of the haters versus the fans.
Yeah,
And how
it would
delusional.
be.
Because if it was 100 Thieves in this situation, it'd be all against 100 Thieves, like you said. All the fans would be jumping on the bandwagon. Like, yeah, we're shit. Gone. It's over. For Sen, we're on the precipice, I think, with Sen.
Yeah, I feel like 50%
Some people
are
will have
already
jumped
hating.
off the ship.
Yeah, they already did.
Jumping off the ship after one game where Koala
To
Noob's
Furia,
played
But I mean,
fantastic.
that's how
It was
people are.
crazy.
That's how the fans are.
Laughing, you go to Sen rebuild.
That's crazy.
I mean, we are in the greatest timeline if that shit happens. We really are in the greatest timeline. It's fun to see Sen and 100 Thieves be on opposite paths, because like Sen has just had their number for years and years and years. It is fun to see something different. Let's get into our most important segment of the week, though. We'll wrap it up in terms of the prediction. We'll decide on the match of the week. Kurt gets the final say anyway, so it could well be that loud 100 Thieves game. And we'll
Fucking hates loud.
and we'll have a look at the Wyatt's Weekly Award.
With this weapon, I shall smite my. Oh, hello. Yeah, it's just me. It's the Guard's very good gamer award.
Dude, I want to kick that nerd in the fucking teeth.
Yeah.
Where did the guard outfit go?
Good question.
Tell me
Probably-
Kurt still has it.
Kurt
I mean,
must
Kurt
have
probably.
it. Yeah.
No, I think he gave it to a Goodwill along with the Plat Chat butt plug. Real ones remember.
Damn.
What?
Real ones remembered, right?
Real ones remember. All right. I mean, we could give this to a player, or we could give it to Mitch for the insane hate watch.
Gotta be Mitch.
It's got to be Mitch.
Yeah.
First week of the 2026 season, and we're not going to give it to like Leaf for hitting the most insane clip and winning the game on split, Aspas for returning and playing through after having
we
a
expect this
benign
from good
heart
players.
tumor and surgery, and they win the game. We're not going to be giving it to fucking like. We're not going to be giving it to a player.
No.
We are.
I mean, we are giving it to a player.
You gotta give it to him.
play.
It's so funny.
All right, okay. Wyatt's Weekly Award winner to open is Mitch from NRG and from any other team that Cloud9 plays against.
Lev this week.
Leviatan's Mitch for this week coming up. Does he have a Lev jersey? If he doesn't, he needs to get in touch. He needs to come back. But yeah,
Yeah, there you
if you laugh, you go to Sentinels rebuild.
Wait, that's a thing already?
It's
Oh,
already
yeah,
that's
happened.
fucked
man.
up.
Yeah.
Already happened.
That's
bro.
fucked up.
It's tragic.
Poor guys.
Where can we catch you all for the upcoming games that are happening in other regions? Because we've already covered them on previous shows, but EMEA, Pacific, and China are all starting now. I assume, Sliggy, you're just going to be not sleeping.
Yeah, going to try and do it all. See what happens.
Well, you literally can't do it all. What are you going to do? Split your
China.
body into two
No
for China and
China.
Pacific?
One eye on China, one eye on.
Yeah, no China. We've got the main three, and then if China has some good teams and I'm free, then I'll watch it.
Okay. What are you up to, TMV? Are you doing the same?
I'll be watching all of. The only games I'll miss is I often just choose one of Americas or Pacific. Whichever one's worse, I won't watch.
Yeah, because
I have to
otherwise you're only
guess
sleeping
Because
like
sometimes
4
I end up
hours.
watching a stinker. Like, you think it's going to be a good game and it's just shit, and I'm like, fuck, why'd I stay up for this? Often in America's last year it was that, because it would just be
no, it
one-sided
was.
and be like, why have I stayed up for this?
We know who's going to win this one.
Yeah.
And Dan, what are you up to?
I might be on the path of unemployment, so you know what? Maybe I'll watch party. Honestly, I've been doing
Come
it.
join us.
Yeah, honestly, if you see me there doing watch parties for China, you know it's getting bad.
I mean, you said you don't like slow Valorant. Don't watch EMEA. It's not.
Oh God, I'm not watching EMEA. Don't worry, that's not even an option. That is not happening ever.
Dude, EMEA is going to be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Right,
I think it's going to be good.
Right.
I think we've got some banging games. Dude, America's is the snoozy region at the moment. They were playing so
Yeah,
slowly.
I think he's right. Yeah, I think he's right. And
Dude, you're
it's like
telling
a
me-
little predictable. We got
you're telling
Furia
me-
though, that was cool. But
EMEA games coming up. Carmen Corp, who the fuck knows what they're going to be up to. Foot are playing against Gentlemates. Like, these teams are going to be running at each other. They're not going to be playing some slow-ass Valorant. They're going
Right.
to be... they're gonna be fucking
They would
sending-
never do that, of course.
Well, Na'Vi
That
might.
has never
Na'Vi-
happened.
Na'Vi
might.
definitely might. But, yeah.
Fnatic will.
yeah.
I will not be
Sure.
watching. I will not be there.
Well, that does it for us. You know where to find us. You know what to do if you do find Triad.
Costa
Doing a
Rica,
watch
China.
party of China. Yeah. Send her your primes because she fucking needs them if that's happening. And we'll catch you next week where I definitely won't be late for episode 250. Oh, big number, 250. Make sure you subscribe.